guys know it is Drunken Chat, son.
Hey there, it's once again welcome to another It's Drunken Chat, son. I'm your host, Chilton's Greens and Cornbread, here to bring you all the good stuff. I don't think we have any comic book news yet, but we're waiting for the rest of the guys to arrive. I think Chris is supposed to be on duty tonight, um, but got to do some FOC as well as stuff that's coming out and the stuff that's already came out. So maybe we'll get somebody on to help us talk about that. But the thing that I wanted to really push today was previews, right? So there's all the news about the transition, about Marvel and Image and all these other companies. They're pulling out a freaking diamond. So that's going to make it difficult for a lot of those who really rely on the pull box to really get their orders in and actually look through the stuff. Because if you just do it the normal way, whereas you would normally go to catalog, and then you go down here to, excuse me, final orders due FOC, you'll get some stuff still, right? Look, looks like you can still see Image, you can still see. Oh, looks like they put Marvel back up, right? Looks like they did put Marvel back up. But before then, if this for some reason goes down again, like it did last week, what you might have to do is go to search, and then you're going to want to go with the publisher. Make sure you type in publisher as Marvel Comics. Actually, you need to stipulate that it's Marvel PRH because it's currently being distributed by Marvel Penguin Random House. That's what PRH is. And then you're going to want to specify the date that it's coming out now. So for the this week's FOC, it's going to be released in, I believe, July 9th. Yep, Wednesday, July 9th. So you're going to want to put that date in there twice. And then what you should see pretty soon is a bunch of books that are actually on FOC um, popping up. And looks like it's taking a long time to come up. But we're not going to wait on that because we got stuff to do today. Another resource is if you want to see some of the photos for that stuff, because even in previews, they're way behind on releasing some of the stuff that should be coming out. So what you can actually do is Penguin Random House actually has their own little page. You can go to the Penguin Random House or PRH Comics. That's very important. It's the PRH Comics. There's like three sites. There's the self-service that's for the retailers, and there's another site that's for books, and that's the Penguin Random House, whatever. But this one is particularly specifically for freaking comics. So once you go to prhcomics.com, you can actually go down to here, and it's got the FOC. It says FOC June 9th. Order these titles by Monday. You're gonna want to make sure you click on that, and then what should pop up is like most of the photos, and this is for um, I forget all the different titles. Actually, I just had it right there. So, Boom Distillery, Dark Horse Comics, IDW Publishing, Marvel. It's going to have all that good stuff on there, so you guys can look through that stuff. Unfortunately, we don't really have a one-stop shop for everything anymore. But at least this is a resource that you guys can keep going to and looking for to see what's going on. Hey, I want to give a shout out to those that are arriving early. Derek Neiman and GT Key Comics. Thank you guys for stopping by and freaking keeping me company. Um, 4 minutes. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start on today's revelry. Um, there was a lot of books on FOC this week, and a lot of stuff to read this week as well. So I'll just keep pushing until we get there. Saint Seiya Knights of Zodiac Time Odyssey number 4. This one is by Ablaze. They've got a few different covers for this one. None of them, I don't think, are any by any artist that we particularly know right now. Here's Time Odyssey. Oh, excuse me. I stand mistaken. This Saint Seiya Knights of the Odyssey, Time Odyssey. This cover right here is done by Leslie Lurie. There we go. And then the Toxic Avengers. Great, really messed up cover. And don't forget that some of these covers actually have a polypacked version, which has a special card in there that you guys can get. So there's a regular version of this, and then there's a polybag version of it. There's the Boars cover. Rosario #1. This one is by Amp Comics, called Rosario and Origins #1, Chispa. Another looking comic. This one by the Midnight Factory, issue #1 for We Don't Kill Spiders, Season of the Witch. Another looking cover. Oni Press has cover for Adventure Time, issue #4 for Best Buds. Also issue 4, Plague House. Coming out, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Nemesis. Solomon Kane, subtitled Serpent Ring. And this one is by Titan Comics. Which cover is the one with the snake on there? Oh, yep, it's a cover B by James Castile. Post Malone's Big Rig, issue #1. Now there was a free comic book day for this one, but they're actually coming out with a set. I believe I had that one later. Dark Horse Comics with Star Wars Hyperspace Stories. Birds of Prey. Who did this one? Actually, that's not a Birds of Prey. Interesting. Maybe a Batgirl? Interesting. I'll find out sooner or later. But it is done by Dotson. Let's see if we can find it by his name. Oh, Gotham City Sirens. Excuse me. Gotham City Sirens Unfit for Orbit #1. This one is a cover A by Terry Dotson and Rachel Dotson. Looks kind of slick. This one is cover B by Nubovich. Cover price on this one is $4.99. believe this one is cover C by Kai Young Yoon. That's a cover C. It's just a qualifier. This one is cover E, Guillaume March. It's a connecting cover. Now there's just a regular, and then there's also a foil for this one. The foil is going to be at least $6.99. This one is the 1 in 25 for Gotham City Sirens. This one's done by Helen Mask. Ooh, I don't know what's going on with this Superman, but it looks pretty good. This one is a cover A by Rafa Sandoval. $4.99, written by Jason Artis. Jason Aaron. Yep, Absolute Superman, number 9. This one is Leslie Laurie. That one's $5.99. And there is your cover C, Gerald Pearl. Absolute Green Lantern, number 4, 150, Juliet and NECA, a virgin card stock. $5.99 on that one. Let's take a little Godzilla versus Kong action right here. Yep, so that first one is a cover A by Christian Deuce. This one is by Yasmin Putri, cover B. This one is a pretty nice one, Alan Qua. And then this one is a cover D Lucas Meyer cardstock. And I believe there is nope. Now there is an incentive for this one. It's a 1 in 25 by Kevin McGuire. And it's just got Kong with Wonder Woman in his hand. Looks like a Batgirl. Batgirl number 9, cover A by David Talaski. Ooh, looks like a VHS variant by Terso. Birds of Prey, issue number 23, Nimit Malavia. This one is a Sergio Acuna. 1 in 25 by Rian Gonzalez. Pretty nice Deadshot cover. But it's like a homage, I believe, to that Spider-Man cover. More Superman. I wonder if this is Action Comics. Here's your All-Star Superman cover. Frank Quarterly. Batman 89, number 6. Here's your Batman Echoes Mystics logo. Stillery has a cover for the Missionary. Actually, it's got quite a few for, and this is for issue number 3. Not sure what's going on with all these pregnant women on some of these covers. Quite a few. And they're not being like, oh, hey, I'm pregnant. It's like they're being tortured and gagged, and it's kind of weird. And there's a not safe for work polybag missionary cover. Disney's DuckTales, issue number 5. Here's a Carlos Sid Laurel cover. Captain Planet, issue number 3, Ben Oliver. Terminator, issue number 9. Thundercats, issue number. Now, some of these, don't forget, some of these Dynamite books have been pushed back on FOC, so you may have seen this before, but it's only because they've been pushed back. The FOC, I mean. So, for instance, you've seen this Thundercats issue number 17 is by Lucio Perillo. Thundercats number 17, Mannix. Toy action figure cover. Vampirella 679, a Legacy for issue number 4. There's Greg Land. I think this is Chisa Dallas, I believe. Cosplay variant. Zootopia. Again, we've seen some of these before. Rasanya, The Arm of the Darkness. Transformers, issue number 18. And this one is second print with Jason Howard, Decepticon. There's Jason Howard, cover B. And this once again, second print. Sam and Twitch, issue number 15. Scorched, issue number 42. Cover B. Radiant Black. Sisterhood, issue number 1. And this is under the Ghost Machine Hyde Street freaking label. Haven't read this one yet. Read that should cover B. A G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue number 318. There's your black and white. And this one is your 1 in 10, Francis Portella. Hey, what's going on, Patrick Mel? There we go. This is the big rig. It's like I don't want to say it's a mystery box. Let's see what this list says though. It's a big rig number 1 variant bundle box. Due date is, or FOC is Monday. In store, it'll be in store July 9th. Written by Adrian Wasil and Post Malone, artist Nate Gooden. It's going this set, this bundle box is going to be limited to 1,000 copies. Each box contains about 10 comics. A double length collects chapters 1 and 2. Post Malone's Big Rick, They Prayed for a Miracle, blah, blah, blah. The mixed in variants, cover B, 1 in 10 bronze variant. Isn't good. There's a cover C, 1 in 100 silver variant. There's a Derek Robertson cover D, 1 in 1,000 gold variant. And then there's a Peach Momoko cover E, 1 of 10,000 diamond variant. Peach Momoko, 1 of 1 diamond edition. So that's the one that you're looking for. Hey, what's going on, Dwayne? What's going on? And then let me see if I can crop this so I can show you. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. And you guys can take a little snapshot of what's actually happening here. Yeah, so if you can blow this up and take a snapshot of it, you can see what I'm talking about. Cover F, 1 in 10,000. Yeah. And that one's by Peach Momoko, so that'll be interesting. All right, here we go. This one looks like this one is the Peach Momoko. Yep, that is the cover I Peach Momoko right there.
Yo,
Hey, what's going on?
my boy, what's going on?
You got here just in time as I was talking about the big grab, the big one to grab on FOC this week, which is even though Big Rick has already had the free comic book day, they've got this bundle coming out, and in the bundle it's got a whole bunch of stuff like 1 in 10s, 1 in 1,000s, but the big one is going to be there's a 1 in 10,000 diamond variant by Peach from Moko.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna talk about this little bundle box. I have. Hey, did you get the slides I sent you?
Let's see.
It was only a few, but this was on there, and hopefully you got it real quick. If not, I could try to send it a different way. But I was gonna talk about it because um, it had in there, if I'm not mistaken, the different things I guess that comes in this box. Um, it
Hold on,
says it
downloading it now.
contains 10 number one issues, which I thought was like insane. Universe X, what's
Oh,
up, bro? Dwayne Scott, Patrick Mel, QT Key Comic, what's up, fellas?
there we go. There we go.
Yeah, so I believe it comes with a um 10 books in the set
Mm-hmm.
entirely. And then it says each bundle has a chance of containing any numbers of 5 different limited variants, including a hyper rare 1 in 10,000 Peach Momoko Diamond Edition variant. That's the one that blew my mind. Um, 1 in 10,000, bro. So finally, we have a book that is almost worth getting if they dropped 400,000 of these, right? What does
Yep.
that give us? 400 of these things? I think it's
Well,
400.
the box is limited. So the box rich set is limited to 1,000. There's only supposed to be 1,000 of these. So that's where the math is a little weird, right? So maybe there's like retailers that have their own little what do you call it, exclusives, right? And they're
Yeah.
getting pieces of that. That's the only way I see the math working out. That you got a 1 in 10,000. Um, and then the rest is going to be like these little thousand little boxes that are coming out. And yeah, like you were saying, there is a, because I'm trying to look what you said, but
And then
here
it
we go.
also, let's see.
So unfortunately, mine is not as, but there is a 1 in 10 bronze. There's a 1 in 100 silver. There's a 1 in 1,000 gold variant Peach Momoko. Then there's a 1 in 10,000 diamond variant Peach Momoko, 1 of 1 diamond edition.
That's insane. So I wonder if people are gonna bite on. This is by Post Malone, so he does have like a large, fan base, to
Yeah,
have something like this take off. So
I've already got some customers that are ordering from me. So yeah. So what I would say that if you guys are consider purchasing this, purchase from me because I think right now the way it looks, I've got the cheapest price on it because it's $60 for the retailers, and the retailers are not getting any type of discount on it. So SRP is $60, and that's what it's costing the retailers as well. So that's the most interesting thing about it if they catch it. Um, so everybody else, I think, is charged like 70, 80. Some are charging like 90. Think 90 for this freaking box. No, I just want. I would just like somebody from my pull box, um, one of my customers, to be able to get it. So if you're thinking about getting it, absolutely freaking order from me. Only thing that I can't guarantee is that we'll even freaking get the thing because according to this, it's allocated. It's going to be heavily allocated to just the 1,000. It's not like, hey, the first one people that order 1,000 get it. No, it's like it's going to be allocated. So I would say these, order from me and let's give it a shot.
so the insane part is that if it's only 1,000 of them, that's like insane. It's almost, I don't know, dude. I don't even want to comment on it, but it's fucked up nonetheless. You know what I mean? But if they guaranteed certain things in the box, I would pay for it up front. You know what I mean?
Mm,
But then again, like you said, if it gets allocated, then what? It's kind of fucked up.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm gonna order at least one box for myself, probably for the show. So that if maybe we can give it away, maybe. Um, but we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see if
I
I
ain't
even
gonna
get that
lie,
freaking
dude.
box.
I kind of want to get in on one too and grab one too, dude. But it's just insane, the whole concept. You know what I mean? Like, who cooked this shit up? Like, who told whoever? Like, yeah, dude, let's only make 1,000 of these.
Well, I guess the question that I would have was because they're talking about some of these are silver, gold, and diamonds. What the fuck does diamond mean to them?
Yeah,
Does it look like a diamond? If it looks like a diamond variant, that's cool. Or is it just some little patch that says fucking diamond? I'm gonna be pissed.
yeah. Hey,
That ain't the way to
it's so
go.
crazy? What if they actually made a one of one that actually has a couple diamonds in it, and that's why they make it so hard to fucking get.
Uh,
I mean, I
let
wouldn't
me.
expect it, but Post Malone, I feel like he would do some shit like that.
You would
If it could be done, he would do that shit.
look if what's this company called? Is it Silverwarsky? Yeah, Swarovski can make a diamond fucking Hulk. They can make it happen. Let me pull this shit up. 'Cause this shit is wild to me. Uh, have you seen this shit?
I have it. If you're talking about those crystal figurines, then I have seen those. They're very fucking expensive, but I didn't know that they made an actual diamond Hulk though.
Yeah. So apparently it's like they just put it out there and it's like $200,000 or something like that. Like there's a cheaper one that's like kind of small and shit. I think it's
Yeah.
about like $900. But there's the one that's like huge. It's like absolutely fucking huge in the state. They're saying it's like $200,000, which is fucking wild.
Yeah, I figured it must be a fan base for it because I've seen some of these crystal statues in person. Here in Vegas, they have a couple of different places. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the Tuscany. But in their gift shop, they sell these crystals, these Swarovski crystals or whatever. So I've seen some in person. They look fucking gorgeous. Just that price tag's up there right now.
Yeah.
That motherfucker is through the roof. It's
Shit.
so high that when you see them, you're like, damn, dude, that is probably like the ultimate grown man flex. You know what I'm saying? Is having a shelf with a bunch of these. You know what I mean? Fucking grown man status. A bunch of these on the shelf, bro. With the way they look. I mean, in person, some of them just look so fucking good that it's like, damn, dude, I would love to take that shit home. But then you look at the price tag and it says like fucking 2 grand and some shit like that. I'm just like, oh, dude, not for some shit like this, dude. I can't even wear this.
Yeah, you can't take this out to the club, I can tell you that.
Yeah, dude, this is fucking insane.
Just say how tall is this? Size is 4 foot, 4 foot and 3/4 by five and 3/8. And it doesn't say what type of crystals. It just says crystals, color green. But there is one that's made out of freaking diamonds, though. I just saw it
Yeah.
last week.
I mean, but they're. I'm just saying in general, dude. The fucking insane. Like that's like some rich motherfucker shit where they just be like, you know what? Put all of my favorite characters on the shelf in crystal.
Fuck it, you know.
Yeah, dude.
There's some poor boy named Mobutu in Senegal who's digging through a fucking hole. He's all dirty and shit. Kids can't afford the fucking books, so he can get you these fucking crystals and shit. But so you can put it in this fucking Hulk that he will never fucking see, which is kind of crazy. All right, let's
Let's
go. Let's go back to
did you get a
your.
chance to see Predator yet?
I did not, man. Freaking. I was just. What the fuck have I been doing this week? I've seen Ballerina, which is the John Wick fucking joint, right? And then I forget what else have I been doing.
How was that?
Oh,
Was that
oh,
was that good?
shh. So from the beginning, it is absolutely a freaking John Wick movie, right? There was in fact, let's pull up the fucking poster so people know what we're talking about. Wow, there's
Just
all types of crazy covers on this, man.
yeah, dude, and I'm not gonna lie. Um I started watching Predator and I had to go make a run. I was pissed that I even started it, but I was so thirsty. Started watching it and fucking had something to do, so I'm gonna finish that as soon as we get done with this. And I've been hearing nothing but great shit about it. So
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So Ballerina, freaking John Wick from the beginning, absolutely a John Wick movie, right? And I am so happy that right before I watched this, went to the movies to see this, that I actually took the time to watch John Wick 3, which is so important to know what the hell is going on in this freaking movie. Gotta watch John Wick 3 Parabellum, and then what happens in here makes so much more sense. So I watched it, chilling and cool, and then it's absolutely a freaking John Wick movie. Because the reason, once again, I don't like a lot of fucking action movies, right? Because I don't like the fantasy of people just driving through freaking streets and it, like nobody freaking get hurts. I don't like dudes that just fucking walk into a room and then they freaking kill like a bunch of freaking dudes or they throw punches and then like boom the dude gets like knocked out immediately. I don't like guns with infinity bullets, right? But John Wick, they've got discipline. They've got bullet discipline. If you hit a dude, he might fall down, but he's going to come back. He doesn't just disappear, right? He doesn't do that video. He doesn't do like video games just disappear. That dude is gonna fucking get back up later and fucking try to whoop your ass, right? Um, at the end of a fight, bullet holes are still there. Freaking stab wounds are still there. At the end of the day, you're gonna have bruises, man. That's why I do enjoy freaking John Wick, and that's what Ballerina tried to stay on through maybe like the first half of this freaking movie, and then towards the end, after that second half, it just threw all that stuff out the window, and it just forgot that it was a John Wick movie, and it just kind of sloped back into the way other action movies kind of do their thing, right? So, but it was still entertaining, right? Um, I would definitely think it's going to be one of the best action movies of the year. It was definitely better than Mission Impossible, right? Um, but yeah, so definitely, yeah, yeah. If you and your wife are into that type of stuff, definitely go see it. But yeah, so Predator. So yeah, it was a surprise about this Predator Killer of Killers because I'm usually on top of all this stuff. Anything Alien and Predator, I'm usually on top of that. So it's kind of weird that I hadn't heard about it until it actually came out. And they're
Yeah,
like, yeah,
bro.
it's on Hulu. What do you mean it's on fucking Hulu? I've got Hulu and I have not seen it being advertised any fucking where. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, dude.
So what do you
This
think so
this
far?
is fucking dope. I can't fucking wait to finish this. The way they kick it off is just like, all right, so you basically got the correlation between like this is what I'm getting from the trailer. The little bit that I watched isn't enough to really talk about it, but just how I think this shit's gonna go. It has a comparison between like a predator teaching their kid how to hunt, and then a samurai teaching the kid how to be a samurai, right?
Yeah,
And I fucking love the little correlation with that, so I can't wait to get into this shit. I've heard nothing but positive reviews about it.
that's what I've heard so far too, man. People have loved it. So I think if I don't get to it tonight, after this, actually I got some packing and stuff to do. But if I don't, hopefully I get to it on Sunday. I don't remember what the fuck I was watching. Oh, I remember what I was just got done watching. Sinners. Sinners
Yes,
is what I was been, and
it's a great
it's
fucking
okay.
movie too. Hey, dude, I'm sorry,
It's
dude.
okay.
I enjoyed it, and the part that like the part that fucking threw it all off for me though, is that we did want a second Sinners, but to find out that Ryan Coogler was basically turned that shit down, and he kind of wanted it to just be a standalone film, right?
Yeah,
So now they're moving into Sinners 2 without him, and I just don't feel like they can deliver the same level of shit. I just don't feel like it will be it's not going to feel like a continuation, because the whole way the guy filmed the fucking film to begin with is like one of a kind shit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to follow that up.
yeah. I feel like what I was watching was Color Purple, right? Um, Not necessarily as character driven as Color Purple, but in that same vein where there was that gritty nuttiness. Hey, we got to get to this thing. We got to do this thing, and I was more interested in the freaking business, how they were going to freaking get down to freaking business, and then I got reminded, oh yeah, this is supposed to be a fucking vampire movie,
Yeah.
and what I that's what I will love this movie when all of a sudden when it's a horror movie or even if it's a superhero movie and you don't realize it until later on until it's absolutely freaking necessary, right? Um, a lot of great freaking little Easter egg details in there. I freaking did enjoy that. Um, I love the way the cast were not stupid, right? They were making they they told there's a point where they said, "Hey, everybody, you got to go home. You got to get the fuck out." And everybody was like, "No, fuck that." Everybody wasn't like, "No, fuck that. We want to stay apart." They was like, "Whoa, yep, gotta go." Everybody just fucking left. Now, unfortunately, that was bad because of what happened later. But everybody was like, "Oh, well, got don't die tell me twice. They got the fuck on out of there. I like the how the money and economy played into the thing. Loved it. I loved how they brought in the there was the American vampire versus the Irish freaking monsters that they were freaking playing with, right? Because it's not necessarily a totally a freaking vampire movie, and there was just so much stuff to love about it. Um, but it's still just okay. It's still just an okay freaking movie with a lot of intelligent things that I agree that it deserves a part two, but it's just good. It's good as a standalone. Doesn't need. I don't want to see it being driven to the freaking ground.
Yeah,
Don't want to see that.
for sure. Because it you know, to me it was pretty good, and I liked also how they had like a number in the film, and you didn't really have to. It didn't feel like a musical or anything. It didn't really
Yeah,
feel out of
two.
place.
Yeah, they had two or
It
three actually. So
yeah,
yeah,
so but I liked how they did it. It didn't make me feel like I'm watching a musical. It felt like I was still watching a movie with a number in it. That's it. And that is the part that I appreciated the most out of it, because a lot of times when they go musical with a lot of this shit, it it feels like a musical. Like you can tell it's a musical. It seems more like a play than a movie. And I'm so happy that he was able to do that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it didn't
The
throw the movie off.
yeah. Well, I mean, people are loving the that Irish piece, right?
Yeah.
It's blowing up on social media right now, and people are not only loving the Irish piece, but they're loving cornbread, right? The big cornbread motherfucker who was just now he's fucking whatever. He's a monster, but he's out there fucking just jigging and jiving, enjoying life out there, and people are freaking making a meme out of her and just fucking loving that shit right now. But yeah, it's so there's there's craziness where I like it. It was I like it. It's good. It should be a one shot. If they want to do a second, I think that's a mistake. Leave it in its own thing. Go do something else on some other freaking monster just like it. But don't go back to the well on this one. You know why? Because we already know there's a whole bunch of monster type movies or vampire type movies or on its way, right? Bitterroot, White, um, God and Country was supposed to be one that was supposed to freaking happen, right? Moonshine, right? There's a bunch of freaking comics that got freaking optioned years ago, right? And I'm kind of shocked that there hasn't been any type of plagiarism type things being said about, like, hey, this freaking comic was freaking adopted years ago, and your shit kind of freaking seems really similar to that shit, right? Um, so, but once again, it was well done. I like the fact that I forgot that was supposed to be a fucking vampire movie. Love it. I love. And if you wanna, and here's the thing that's the most impressive thing, right? 2000, I'm gonna say 2018 to 2022 or 2023. There's a big push to integrate everybody, right? Diversity, right? Hey, we gotta have everybody. We gotta have black people. We gotta have Asian people. We gotta have all these people. We gotta have. If you're gonna do a movie, you gotta have all. Well, this movie did it, right? It showed all types of and all types of colors and how it was during the freaking 30s and everything. But it did it the right way by putting it in a correct historic context, right? That's another beautiful thing about this freaking about Sinners, which was freaking great.
He said, "God, country."
So God and Country. So God and Country is very interesting because it's got a lot of um. So right now, where the story is at is that it's like years after um the United States has isolated itself away from the freaking world. But there is a very undertext reason why that's freaking happening. and it's displayed in other freaking books in other freaking comic books. So not yet. And there's a reason, and it's kind of interesting of because I forget what issue that I just freaking read, and I was like, wait a minute, this has been out for like years now, and it's just on this freaking issue right now. So they've been very slow on rolling some of these issues out because they've been trying to continue the context for stories in other freaking books. Image is weird. I'm gonna leave them alone. But it's good, and I think what's been happening is once some of these movie production companies have become like, hey, we want to do your stuff, they stop doing a comic book for a while for some freaking reason while they get that stuff squared away, and then once the movie production says, yeah, we're good, then they got to freaking kick back in and freaking start writing it. It's weird. Maybe there's all types of weird. There's got was Undiscovered Country. There was something that I just read this past week. I forget which one it was. I haven't Moonshine. I haven't read in a while, but that's part of the weird story. Otherwise, it's really good. Raider Nation 87. Hey, what's going on, baby? So, anything else about Predator Killer of Killers? I know
No,
you
that's
haven't
it.
watched it yet.
We gotta go finish it. So,
Yeah,
I want you to talk about this for a second. You sent this to us earlier, so
yeah.
I want you to go over this.
So they had. I think we had already talked about parts of this on the show earlier. That on May 23rd, we started getting emails, and it was actually reported as well on Bleeding Full about the current transition away from that a lot of these publishers are not getting paid from Diamond, therefore they're just pulling all of their business out, right? So here's where it gets crazy. Even if you had already ordered through Diamond, they are canceling your order, right? Um, so this is what it says. It says we are canceling all Penguin orders for a product with an on-sale date after June 25th. This includes titles from the following publishers: Boom, Dark Horse, IDW, Marvel, Distillery, Ghost Ship, Golden Books, most of them anime joints, Tokyo Pop, Vertical, and Webtoons Unscrolled, um, which is kind of fucked up. So I hope the retailers are actually paying attention to this and are able to pivot away from this. But it's kind of fucked up right now. So what does that mean? In fact, I started the show to explain what that actually means. Is that if you have previously used um, previous world as a resource, it's not going to be upfront anymore. Um, because there's a part of the page that says, say, final FOC. You can just usually just be able to go there and just see everything up front. Now it's kind of hidden, and you actually got to go to search tool, look for the publisher that you're looking for. Make sure you get the correct release date, and then it should pop up for you to help you categorize and organize the type of stuff that you're going to look for or ask from your local comic book shop. In fact, I actually had issues with some of my customers this past week because they had already taken some of the Marvel stuff out. But I was just on page earlier today, and it looked like they actually put that stuff in, which is going to be interesting. But don't I just want everybody here to be uh, constant that that's happening, and if it happens again, where they pull all the Marvel and Image stuff out, that you guys will know where to go and where to pull the stuff out of.
Yeah, because this is what I want to know. Like, okay, so uh, do I even need to worry about this diamond shit anymore? Because like
It's a
I
wrap.
I
It's a
faxed
wrap.
that in a lot. Yeah, I faxed that in like 3 weeks ago. I never heard anything back. So I'm gonna assume that it's over with for them, right? So are
Mhm.
the rest of these publishers going to move over to someone else, so that we may continue to get the product. Is that all going to come straight through Penguin now, or what?
Yes, yes. The only one that I don't think has moved over, and it's kind of weird, is Dynamite. Um, it's because, and we know this, right? Dynamite somehow has these magical printers, or maybe these localized printers where it doesn't cost them that much. So they were willing to hang in with Diamond on a bunch of stuff, but now it's weird because they haven't gotten paid. In fact, Bleeding Fool reported this earlier this week. they had they're suing Diamond on top of the already bankrupt suit out there. Like, hey, you guys just got money to be able to pay off some of your debtors. How come you haven't at least paid us for the last 2 months and stuff? And then it came out, oh wait, this particular area that these guys should be getting paid under is by Ad Populum. Ad Populum was one of the ones that bought, I think the comic stuff. I think Ad Populum bought the comics, and I think Alliance bought the toy stuff. Somebody, if you guys are more familiar with it, just let me know. But I think it's either that or something else. And somehow, even though they were given more money to pay off some of these debts, they still haven't paid them off. Yet Diamond still hasn't broken away totally because, and I'm not sure why. Right? Maybe because Penguin told him to go fuck off. Luna told him to go fuck off because 50 freaking, it's not necessarily 50 titles, but 50 covers. Sometimes 25 covers per title. It's absolutely ridiculous. Hey, I want to welcome to the stage Comics Man with the freaking stripper freaking colors going on in the background. What's going on, baby?
What's good? What's good?
I don't know, man. Look like he at that freaking at a table bar, man, at a titty bar, man. What the fuck? Got that good colors going on, man. Showing off the new 3D print. I see.
Yeah, it's my new little piece.
How long did that take you?
2 weeks, but only because I BS for a whole week where I didn't do any color painting.
That's nice.
But
You know
yeah.
what would be wild, man, with all these freaking terrorists that happen, is if all of a sudden a lot of those companies started freaking sending out plans and everything, blueprint plans, so we could print it here ourselves. Just fuck up the economy that way. That's all you had to do. We just had to buy the plans, print the shit out. Our manufacturing joint would all be all fucked up. Uh, so so comments, man. We have just been talking about a couple of things. We just talked about Sinners because it's out on streaming now. We just talked about Predator Killer. Is it Killer Killers? Yeah, Killer of Killers. And then we talked about the absolute beyond collapse. Diamond doesn't even know how to collapse right. The beyond collapse of Diamond, and that they're losing everybody. And they've been trying to send out letter after letter, like how bad the collapse is, man. I don't know.
What's Center streaming on?
Prime Video. It was 19.99 to rent and 24.99 if you want to buy it.
And so you even if you got Prime already, you still have to pay to watch it.
Hmm
That's crazy.
I can see it because it's been like has been it's been number one until probably John Wick came or the Ballerina came out. It's been the number one movie for a while. It was one of those movies that they didn't expect to really do that well, but it just came out of nowhere, and it did actually pretty well. It's showing the power of heart. It's a duality, right? Because we know black horror does well, right? Because of all the Jordan Peele movies, they've been actually doing absolutely fucking well. Um, but for this Michael B. Jordan freaking movie to just come out of freaking nowhere, right, and smash it, and it's not just doing well at the freaking box office. It was blowing up over all social media. People have been loving that fucking movie, doing memes and freaking going crazy over this freaking movie. Um, but we'll see. What I would like to see is see if there's going to be a saturation, right? Is it going to be a saturation of black content, African American content, or is it going to be a saturation of lower, low key, um, horror content, right? Because A24 and Bloomhouse have been killing it for the last 2 years, absolutely freaking killing it. So we'll see what's going on with that. What was the last movie you saw, man?
I saw Thunderbolts last weekend. Yeah,
Uh,
last weekend.
what do you think?
I want to go see that new Final Destination though.
Founders Nation.
No, Final Destination.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good. Did you? Are you gonna watch the all the rest of the movies before you go see it though?
Yeah, I need. I mean, actually, the funny thing is the night I was planning on going to see the newest one. Um, the person I was going to see it with was too scared to go see it. So
What?
that's how I ended up going to see Thunderbolts instead because I still hadn't seen that either. But I convinced them to watch the first one at home, and we watched the first one, and they realized that it wasn't as scary as they thought it was going to be, and
Yeah,
so now I need to watch 2 through uh, 5, or is this the sixth one or the seventh one?
I forget. I forget. But
It's like the fifth or sixth one for sure.
yeah.
Okay.
In the timeline, it's actually the first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, in that case, maybe I should watch the new one and then rewatch the old ones.
I'm trying to remember which one
No,
you should.
don't do that. You should definitely watch the first five and then watch the new one for sure. I already I say that because you'll get the whole vibe of Tony Todd. You feel me? Because this particular last movie that just came out, when Tony Todd actually did his part in the film was, he was really actually saying goodbye to his fans and all that shit. Really, with what he said in the film, so it kind of had like a emotional kind of like little feeling when you see it, and that's what it is now. You get what I'm saying? So
All right, all right. I'll watch the old ones again. It's been a
yeah,
while since
cause
I've seen any of them, but yeah.
yeah, he's in all of them. So I believe he's definitely in all of them. But I'm just saying in general, like it kind of leads up to that point. I guess it's kind of sad to me, but at the same time, I guess you feel me. But just to watch it in the right order.
What's funny is I don't. I mean, you're. I'm sitting here like acting like I know who you're talking about. But I don't even know.
So have you ever? Well, have you ever watched the first Night of the Living Dead? I'm
No,
talking about the old black and white joint.
no.
Have
um,
you ever watched
Candyman.
Candyman?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched Candyman.
Okay,
the
fucking
black guy from
Candyman.
that one.
That's his name.
Oh, that's
That's
his
Tony.
name. I
Yeah,
never
Tony.
knew. I never knew what his name was. I just know him every time I see him. That's Candyman. Like that's all.
Yeah,
That's
but
all
he's
I
been
know.
in like I guess an assortment of other horror films as well. So it's like, dude has a large fan base for real.
Wasn't he like the dude that was like narrating like Tales of the Crypt or something of the some like scary stories thing back in like the 90s or something like that? Um,
He's done the Platoon, Night of the Living Dead, right? The Crow, The Rock, Wishmaster. Uh, you wouldn't know any of these other things. He was a voice actor for Half Life, Michael Bay's Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Dark Side, and DC Animated Universe, Venom, and Marvel Spider-Man, and video game for Indiana Jones. So he's
Yeah, he's
done
done a
quite a lot.
lot of he's done a lot of shit, dude. He's been in a lot of things, different things. Just watching it like over the years, like you should be able to see his ass in all that shit cuz I don't know, he always kind of stood out to me.
no, I recognize him when I see him. I just never knew what his name was, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will always know. It's kind of weird, man. Like you can tell how old how old I am because I know him as the dude from Night of the Living Dead, right? That's the I am once again I am a straight horror fucking fan, and the impression that his role had on me is absolutely fucking phenomenal, right? Um, but then other people they're like, oh yeah, fucking Candyman. And I'm like, yeah, Candyman's a fucking great role because that's what my son knows him as. They know him as fucking Candyman, and then now his greatest freaking role will be like, oh shit, he did have a great freaking impact in Final Destination because he was trying to push these people to understand what the fuck was going on. So man, great freaking great freaking role. There's another guy that was in the Ballerina, the black guy that was in Ballerina. Apparently, he passed away as well. Um, something Roland or something like that.
It is I saw that ballerina trailer and stuff like that. I totally just pushed it off as kind of like, okay, like of course they have to have their John Wick is like the male uh not assassin but like badass rogue person, anti-hero, whatever you want to call them. um and of course now they got to have their female version of John Wick.
Yeah. So they set it up in John Wick 3, where they showed where he was raised and freaking trained, and there's a huge ass sequence. It's about I would say about 7 minutes where they show the whole thing, and then there's callbacks to that same freaking thing inside a ballerina. And it actually really makes sense. Um, but the the way weave out her story explains so much more about the clans and the families and the way they freaking work, and that's worth hanging in for and freaking and staying for and freaking watching this freaking movie. Um, that's why I freaking liked it, and as well as just being a John Wick movie all around. Um, so yeah, don't don't. it, I guess it all depends on what type of freaking movies you like, man. If you're freaking oh yeah, I freaking like action movies, but you like freaking car chase scenes, you're not going to get that here. You're not. They did so much to not have a car chase scene in this fucking movie. Mwah! Fucking love that shit because I hate car chase scenes. Love that shit. I
um
hate car chase scenes.
so I've never seen John Wick. I know who John Wick is. I've
What
seen
the
clips,
fuck?
all that, but I've never seen John Wick. I mean, honestly, the character. I mean, I kind of dismissed the character because everybody just kept talking, hyping it up like he was just this. I mean, I like Neo already, but
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, bro.
but I
Time
didn't
the fuck
dismiss.
out. Time out, bro. Did you just say you didn't ever see John Wick?
Nope.
What the fuck?
Well, I can see that, right? Because sometimes
No,
if you've
dude, I
seen
can't see that shit, dude. John Wick is a motherfucker, and if you haven't seen that yet, dude, that's insane. Like, where the fuck have you been at, bro? Like,
well,
real
if
talk, dude. This
sometimes when you
shit's great.
sometimes it's sometimes there's an oversaturation, right? Sometimes you think like, hey, if I've seen one action hero, I've seen them all, right?
Nah, bro. John
So
Wick is
why do I need to
fucking
see another one, right?
I've
dude.
seen, some. I've never seen. Let's just say I've never seen the whole first movie, but I kind of got. I mean, I'm not really excited with just people running around just killing. Just okay. He knows how to just shoot guns. From while bending over and doing flips and falling, and he kills like 8 people with one bullet. All that stuff like that. That's cool, but I've seen that before. Like, I mean, I don't really. You
No,
can't.
it's not even that, bro. It's like it's actually a story. You actually get a little attachment to the character. Some fucked up shit happens to him. You actually get to understand all that, and I wouldn't say it's just like a regular action movie to me, dude. It kind of was like dope where it had its kind of like own little universe that they built in with that shit to me. Like
Right.
which just makes it really fucking dope because you don't just want to know about John Wick. You want to know about all the other characters. You want to know about how this shit works. You want to know about the high table. You want to know about all that shit and how that shit works is pretty dope.
I
Right.
I'll add it to the list. You know,
It,
it'll be up.
dude,
I'll watch them.
it's almost like watching like how like the real organized gangsters fucking you know people that would you would think run fucking the world, right? But it's dope how they do it. You know, like this fucking order. It's shit that has to happen. It's like different. You know, it's not just like some just rogue dude just running out just shooting some shit up. You know what I mean? Like it has its own little background, whole story, and fucking way shit goes. So like it's so crazy because they can really like continue this John Wick shit as long as they want, and just give us different characters. Different types of characters from around the world in the different movies, and like it'd be pretty fucking dope. That'd be some shit to see.
Yeah. So looks like we got a rage baiter in here. But I do want to say, hey, what's going on to Mojo Quiz? He's been in here for a while. Tom was saying Sinners was okay. Michael Jordan was the best part of it. I mean, he had two roles in there, but there was a lot of good stuff in there. I think the whole internet disagrees with Tom that Sinners was okay. It was good. It was absolutely freaking good. It was a one shot. It's not supposed to be a franchise, right? Let's not fucking franchise. Let's not run into the fucking ground. Let's just let it freaking stand as it is. It's not a Wicked, right? It's not like a hey, there's a part one and then hey, let's part two. I have, I don't want to see what the hell is going on with the rest of the freaking characters. I don't care, right? So I don't know if you guys remember a movie called 40 Days, 40 Nights,
Yeah,
Mhm.
right?
I've I've seen. I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, great movie, right? I when you were watching that movie, you were just watching to see the way in which the characters are going to fucking die and get fucked up because there's no way for them to escape, right? But then they fucked it up by doing what? They did a part two that nobody was asking for. Oh, now the people that survived, they're part of a secret society and they're gonna. I didn't ask for that. I just came to see these vampires eat, right? Tom is also saying that you only really need to see the first John Wick. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Like, to you only supposed to see the first John Wick for what? Because I don't know. Because part three is where he becomes excommunicated, and by seeing him excommunicated, you see what actually happens. You see what happens if you don't follow the freaking rules, right?
Yeah.
And you see the other parts of the society and what they were supposed to freaking do, what happens to them. You see more um, of the headquarters and what they do when shit fucking goes down and who they freaking call in, and that freaking spins up Ballerina. Um, but the there's once again too many action heroes between Neil Neeson or Jim Neeson, whatever fuck you call the guy that's 80 years old running around, and then you've got Tom Cruise and the 30 freaking movies you got. Then you got the Fast and Furious freaking movies and everything. Just too many freaking action movies where it's too much of a fucking fantasy.
And then
However,
you got
but
that dude that does that is the same character in every movie. Crash or Crank. I mean Crank or I think it's
You talking
Crank.
about Jason Statham?
Yeah, like
yeah, yeah,
he's the same character in every
he's
single
he
movie.
did Beekeeper and the Working Man. Which was literally like, yo, dude,
I don't know, dude. His best
like,
shit was Crank. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Crank was fucking dope. I like both Cranks, Crank and one and two. They're both fucking dope to me.
I've seen
I
both of
enjoyed
them.
both.
I saw
Yeah, I
them
enjoyed
both.
that shit.
yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
It's,
And
it's too it's just too much saturation, man. It's just like people get tired of this. Got tired of the superhero stuff. People got tired of the action hero stuff, right? And the only thing that's refreshing about John Wick is because there is a reality to gunfights, and John Wick tries to stay on that, right? Like, hey, you can't just freaking stay in the open just firing, right? You need cover and concealment. You need to fucking reload, right? You need to fucking you need bullet discipline. You need to count your rounds as you're fucking firing that shit off, right? And my ADHD, my ADHD ass is sitting there fucking. I can't do it. If you shooting fucking bullets, I'm sitting there fucking counting.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
I know I know exactly what fucking weapon that he's fucking using. I'm counting. I'm like, just that motherfucker only shoots 32, and he just shot off 50. What the fuck? Like that's me, right? And if that happens, I can't enjoy the rest of the movie. I just can't. I'm just like, all right, whatever.
question. So
Yeah.
just on the superhero thing, I feel like I'm sort of in that same boat where I feel like right now I think what would kind of satisfy me as far as like another superhero or comic character movie. I really enjoyed that new iteration of Batman that came out like a couple years ago. The one with Twilight playing Batman.
Robert Patterson.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got you.
I really enjoyed that because I felt like it didn't have a whole lot of like explosions and just a lot of like um just theatric stuff going on. Like it was really more in depth on just him actually finding clues
Yeah.
and and doing like practical type things.
Yeah.
um if Marvel could drop like the next I guess character that's not. I mean, like, he doesn't have to be like a gadget person, but just somebody that ability or power isn't flashy. Who do you think would be a good choice?
What do you mean by not flashy?
Like, I mean, they don't have super strength, or they don't, fly, or like the major things, like super
Right.
speed, flying,
I mean, fuck. I mean, you got Reed Richards, but I've already heard down the grapevine that his powers, the way they use him in the film, kind of suck. But I mean, you got him if you want to think about it. I mean, Thing just has super strength. He doesn't have anything else spectacular,
Yeah.
right?
That was yeah. That was
Indestructibility,
supposed to be,
basically.
yeah. That was supposed to be Tony Stark, right? Tony Stark
Yeah,
was he doesn't have any powers at all. He just has his mind and his ability to
his
build
suit.
stuff,
Yeah,
right? He built he built a fucking suit in a fucking cave with, with spare car parts.
but
You
he's
know,
not low key though.
he was. People forget that before the Avengers movies, he was low key. Nobody outside the comic world knew who the fuck Iron Man was.
and out of all honesty, Iron Man was never like a face of Marvel before the MCU.
Hmm.
You only had fucking Wolverine, Hulk, Captain America, and Spider Man. Those are the main four motherfuckers that Marvel pushes, basically. So
Yeah. I mean, Punisher. People love the Punisher right now, or well, cops love the Punisher. You got freaking Daredevil, right? He's not flashy, right?
I love Daredevil.
Yeah, there's so many low key characters that were low key before they brought them to the MCU, but because the actors did such a fucking well job, we have retroactively think that these guys were always freaking big, and it's kind of interesting, right? Now Punisher he was always freaking big, right? Got it. But Daredevil wasn't freaking big. Iron Fist was big. Now he's just trash,
hey, what? Hey,
right?
while we're on this topic, hey, hit the
Yep.
next slide.
Uh, that would be the
Not
big
this
rig.
one. Next one. We
Yep.
did the big rig. Let's talk about this for a second. So, popcorn buckets. This Galactus helmet, 17.5 inches tall, 20 inches wide, and it lights up. I fucking want it. It's going for 79.99. And it's supposed to be coming soon. They also dropped the Fantastic Car Herbie, and then there's one more bucket. I didn't put it up here. It was kind of like the lamest bucket of the buckets, but it's Reed Richards with his arm. You know what I'm saying, making a fucking popcorn bucket. That's what the fourth one is. But I want all three of these for sure. I'm not gonna fucking lie. I want all three of them.
I like that Galactus. I'm not really. I mean, as far as just collectible, of course, having a item that's hard to come across like that would be interesting to have. But honestly, I mean, I don't think I could make myself pay that for to get one.
Yeah, but if you know like what goes on with these things, people usually buy them and put them right back up for double the price, and a lot of times they get that shit. But a lot of people collect popcorn buckets. I've noticed, like, especially for Marvel, for the last God knows how many years, dude. We've been getting these popcorn buckets from these films for so long, right? But usually they hit eBay, so that Galactus helmet is probably going to be like 160 $170, and some people are going to end up paying that because these are going to go very quickly. There's not going to be a whole lot of them. There is a way to keep up with it, but you got to kind of do that. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, I can't wait for these shits. And
Tom is saying Sinners was full of tropes that you see in every horror movie. Tom, you have never seen a horror movie. You have never seen a horror movie. I am absolutely freaking confident of that. If you're saying that Sinners was full of tropes, because what horror movies start off like freaking Color Purple?
Right, right.
You tell me that until you can magically tell me that, please, please. God, I am not going to take horror advice from a dude that comes on. Oh, come on now, come on.
and
And once
also,
again, I'm not even saying that it was the perfect freaking movie. I'm not even saying it's a freaking perfect movie. I'm saying it was okay. I really like things about it. Right? It is what it is. It's a one shot. Let's not make it a franchise. Right? Um, People really freaking enjoyed it. No, it is. It is what it is. But come on, let's not. uh, Raider Nation 87 says, I think if Marvel was going to do a grounded real life type movie, it would have to be either be Punisher or Daredevil. I I don't disagree. However, what I don't want to happen is um, Hawkeye, the Hawkeye Echo, freaking what's the name is, right? Where we were high on Hawkeye, we loved Hawkeye, then all of a sudden they do some weird freaking project, and then now now we really don't care about that person. Like here's a flashy, not flashy. I would like a Hawkeye movie, but that time when he went crazy
The
and
Ro-
started killing,
the Ronin.
yeah, that's the movie I want to see. I want to see that. Let's see that go down.
Yeah, I think Ronin would be cool. I think Ronin would be
Right?
dope.
yeah, that would be super dope. And just in general though, I feel like the MCU's direction right now, I feel like they're about to reboot all this shit to a degree. I'm just hoping it's not too late, you know, for all this shit to pan out the way it should. But hey, um, I'm definitely looking forward to this Fantastic Four coming up. All the shit that could possibly happen in it. I really want to see the Council of Reeds, although I don't think I'll get to see it in this movie, maybe. But we might see other Reeds. You never know. But just in general, dude.
I'm down
Um,
for Legion of Monsters.
Yeah. So yeah, in fact, y'all can roll the tape back a few years ago where I predicted this. Right? I said, hey, we are going to get tired of just seeing superhero stuff. So what Marvel's going to need to do is kind of lean in to their horror stuff, right? And they did. They did a great job. They did a great job of, hey, let's go ahead and do Werewolf by Night. right? Let's do some Moon Knight stuff, right? Try to introduce that, but people aren't just quite sure what the heck Moon Knight is, right? So they kind of gave up on that. But at the same time, they're still trying to do the Captain America freaking that shit. That shit's not working. However, in the meantime, like Chris was talking about earlier, Predator is working. Aliens was really freaking good,
I
right?
think that those are kind of like, I mean, not to say that,
Sci-fi, yeah.
but I feel like those are guaranteed. Like I feel like those, like they're like standalone, like just press the button, like and they already have
Didn't
a
always,
time.
right? I agree, but it didn't always used to be that because once again, if you start to oversaturate and not put the effort in, people were like, I don't want to see this alien join this predator shit is fucked up, and that's when you got to reset the freaking button. You got to be,
I mean,
you
we're
got to
about to
got to
get a whole nother alien show, so it's like they're doing something right with that whole lore and genre. But you know, I still feel like at the end of the day, dude, Marvel is still dropping shit that people like. It just seems to be like such a kind of hate train on Marvel, and just for any reason, anyways. But I feel like a lot of people are excited for this Fantastic Four movie, especially because all the little details that I've gotten from it so far, where we're gonna see them fight, past villains that they already defeated and all that shit. And we already got our first steal of Franklin Richards. I didn't put it up here, but they did drop that this past week, and you know, I'm fucking geeked to see this shit, dude. Um, the way they're kind of talking about they're gonna have this it was pretty much the scene, like if you ever read Secret Wars, the 2015 era, it opens up with these two universes fighting, right? So I'm wondering, it seems like that's where they're going for this shit, with a mix of Avengers versus X-Men in it as well. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So I'm kind of excited for that. But even going even further, when they reboot and do this new X Men, they got supposedly the Midnight Suns coming. I heard they just got a casting of
you hear
Ryan
they can't
Gosling
they you
possibly
hear
for Ghost
yeah,
Rider.
but did you hear that they canceled the Black Panther game?
Yeah, they canceled the Black Panther game. Yep.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that, dude, and I was pissed about that too. But
I'm not
I was
because I
looking
was
at
like,
something.
who the fuck is asking for that shit? Nobody
Yeah,
asked for that
nobody's
shit.
asking for it, but it did look good, and they were even using Capriera fighting style for his fighting style in the game. So I was looking forward to that. But we got Wolverine coming, and fucking the third Spider-Man installment. So, and God of War Egypt. So it's some franchises I'm looking forward to like a motherfucker.
Of course.
But um I think they just canceled the Black Panther because they were still working that shit on, and shit
Nah,
behind the scenes
because
probably
you
aren't
got
going to right.
well, I think it's because Marvel Rivals is fucking blowing it out the fucking park right now.
Yeah, and they just dropped another fighting game on us. I think it's called like Toko or Tokan, some shit like that. But it has that classic Marvel vs. Capcom or Street Fighter type fighting game with Marvel characters. They gave us our first trailer of that this past week, which is also fucking dope. But you know, they do
So,
have some shit coming out.
I feel like this is my personal opinion of, I guess, Marvel, as far as the stuff, their TV or movie stuff that they've been putting out. I just think that it's a lot of it is has a little too much Disney in it. Like it some of the stuff, I feel like there's a lot of laughing, a lot of jokes, just a lot of too much family stuff in it. And I just feel like it kind me personally, like I feel like it kind of, I mean, obviously, you want to pull, they're trying to sell it like take your whole family, spend more money, that type of thing. But I feel like it kind of takes away from this the characters, because you're kind of turning them into a joke, or lightening up the character by adding, adding these jokes and making the characters kind of
Well,
quirky and stuff, all that like that.
Well, I definitely understand what you're saying. However, I feel like the character development that we got with Loki, I thought that was like really fucking dope. And to me, it didn't seem all that comedic. You know what I mean? It felt a little serious to me to a degree. Um, I enjoyed that shit, like but I know what you're saying. I just think with as many years as they've been doing this shit, like character development, we've seen so many different ways with it, with all the different characters that we've gotten over all this time. But you know, I do wish they would go for a darker tone. And I'm hoping with all these Midnight Suns and X-Men characters coming up that they can start giving us darker content.
So on on that topic what you're talking about, so I the TV shows that were on Netflix, the Marvel TV shows, I think those were great. Except for Iron Fist. Iron Fist was trash, but
Yeah.
the Netflix TV shows that were Marvel, I think all those were great. I don't have any complaints about any of them. But I feel like once all this stuff for Disney started coming out, like there's just too much. I mean, I always say this, like there's just too much smiling in all of the movies. Like it's just I feel like these the and another topic is that I feel like they try to make everything make sense in their movies. Like it's like the way they'll change the way people get powers, or they'll change the way that people's powers work and stuff like that, just to kind of make it seem realistic. And it's kind of like, well, it's a comic book. Like it doesn't need to be realistic. That's the point of it being a comic book, character. You don't have to give me
Right.
a science experiment of why somebody can fly. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, yeah. I mean, comics man, you're making total sense. However, you also got to remember that they have Marvel in between Marvel and DC. They have not just corporate sponsors, but government sponsors, right? So for the type of content that some of these guys are trying to show, particularly like Falcon and Winter Soldier, there are sponsors that say, "Hey, you can absolutely write about this, but you need to write about it in this way, right?" Or, "Hey, you're talking about this type of concept, but make sure you talk about the concept in this way, right?" Um, because and I agree with you, right? Hey, this is comic book, this is fantasy, but I've had because of what's been shown in some of these freaking comic books, I'm running into more adults who are so fucking stupid that they're just repeating the same shit that they are reading in freaking comic books, right? And I can't break them out of them. Can't break them out of it with fucking facts, right? Where does rain come from? They're oh man, just can't bring about it. Where does fire come from? Can't bring oh right. And I've had crazy arguments and like breaking up relationships because I've started to realize um, our country is scientifically kind of stupid in some areas, and they just won't let it go because of stuff they saw on TV or they read in freaking comic books. And we have an opportunity through this medium to correct uh, what people know about stuff. So I agree. There's definitely freaking areas for for fantasy, like especially the quantum physics. Nobody knows. Nobody's perfect in quantum physics yet. But some of these other stuff, we do need to reel it in. Just saying.
so I mean, I just feel like, so for example, like what they'll like say the characters in the TV show, the character is an alien, but they'll change it to the character is like some weird person
Mm.
or something like that. It's kind of like like why just change, like why can't the person just be an alien? And I hear people be like, well, because they would have to explain how the person got there, or why they're why how they know each other, stuff like that. It's like, well, I mean, who cares? Like, I mean, it's if the movie is about the character. So, I mean, me personally, I'm more of like a, you know, try to keep it as close. I mean, if the comic book is written, follow the comic book. Obviously, if you got to change some stuff to kind of, try to make it, maybe the comic book wasn't written well to where you could kind of make everything flow. So you change some stuff to make it flow better, but don't just change like stuff that's necessary. Like, that's what I think.
Universe X is asking, did you see how much Doomsday is going to cost? He says, I hope they actually make their money back. If not, Marvel is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's another thing. I'm tired of this multiverse stuff. I've been tired of this multiverse stuff for a while now. I feel like all this multiverse stuff is the excuse for Marvel to just come up with all types of nonsense and just slap the label of another universe on it. And some of the stuff is kind of corny to me. Like honestly, I didn't. I wish they would have chose somebody else to be what's his name
Reed,
no, no. Who's Doom? What's his name? Doctor
Robert Downey
Doom.
Jr.
Yeah, yeah. I wish they would have chose somebody else. Like I feel like just like reusing him like to play, Doom in another universe is kind of like, yeah, I can see how like this is another universe. He's supposed to be more. He's smart. He's also supposed to be more, technological. So okay, why not have him be Doom in another universe? But why not just bring in another, person? Like I feel like when I see Robert Downey Jr., like I want to see him as Iron Man at this point. Like I feel like you just can't just sometimes you got to let actors go, bring in somebody else new, and let them do it.
Yeah. So, I've told the story many times. One day, I was standing in line with my son at Free Comic Book Day. And there were some moms that were in the line too, right? And they were talking about Marvel movies, right? And they were talking about how much they love Robert Downey Jr. Love that man, right? And how they didn't think that they would even be able to stand into the freaking movies if he wasn't in them, right?
Right.
So I think Marvel is trying to tap into that, right? They said, hey, without Robert Downey Jr., maybe there isn't that much there, right?
Yeah, they're selling
And
actors.
And then Robert Downey Jr., who's already a bad boy, and then they put him in a bad boy role, in the daddy role. Yeah, they know what they're doing. Those motherfuckers know what they're fucking doing. I, I mean, the only thing is, by the time it comes out, some of those same fans will be a little bit older, right? But they know what they're fucking doing. I feel it. So world's most expensive film cost $1 billion. Paid $250 million. Okay, here we go. Doomsday is twice as much as Quantumanium. Film could cost Marvel Studios anywhere between 500 to 600 million. But you know what? I've actually seen numbers where it could be like around $800 million for Doomsday. Uh, shit. Um, so I get it, right? And hopefully, look, we've seen the merchandise that they're trying to put out for that stuff, right? So they're going hard on this thing. Do we when is it supposed to come out? Is it supposed to come out this month or next month?
What's
What?
coming out next month?
Next month. Okay, so
No, no. What's coming out next month?
next month. Yeah.
No,
So
what
No,
comes out next month?
what comes out next month?
Fantastic Four.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So shit. Well, I mean, we'll fucking see, man. Freaking.
I think fucking they're gonna do great with this shit. Just because I feel like Robert Downey Jr. has such a big fan base in general that I feel like people that fuck with him that go support, they're definitely gonna go support this movie. It's probably gonna make like fucking $1 billion or $2 billion, for sure. If they're spending 800 million on this shit, I don't think Kevin Feige is gonna fuck this one up. I think we're gonna possibly get this brutal ass Doom because we're supposed to see him kill a lot of people because their whole pitch on this movie is that some of these heroes die and there's no rewinding time or infinity gems to snap them back, basically. So they're implying that a lot of people are going to die in this film. So I think they're gonna do great with it, probably.
Lucas, what was that comic that got hot like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was about um either event Secret Wars or it had something to do with it had Doom on the cover as
Mhm.
well. I can't remember the name of the book, but um dang,
Was
it got hot like 3 or 4 years ago, and everybody was trying to was
you talking
going
about the
to.
Sanford Green cover where he's just standing there and then it has that loop of color and you can see Galactus in the cutout?
No, this one was from a series that came out years ago, but it got hot because of the mention of Doctor Doom, coming, and this was like 4 years ago. And I mean, I managed to get a copy of it, but it's like $25 now, and it's a 2 part book. It's a 2 part. It has 1 and 2.
Mm, I don't remember.
I'm gonna have to look it up, but
Yeah.
you're trying to say that is because when you said that people are supposed to be getting killed off, and in this movie or something like that, that was like the point of like that comic book that had gotten hot, where apparently like a whole bunch of people were going to die, and that's the only reason. I mean, I didn't read it, so I didn't know anything about it, but I was gonna say maybe this movie is supposed to be based on what happened in that little two two um 2 book comic series.
Yeah. Uh, Universe
Uh,
S was saying that he hopes to make the money back. If not, Marvel's going to be in a lot of trouble. The executives are already are already in a lot of trouble because of what's happening with the Star Wars stuff with Andor, because they spent a lot of fucking money on that one. And it's not that it wasn't good; it's just it's impossible to make their fucking money back on that one. Universe X agrees 100% with what Comic Main is saying, and Chris is hyping people up. Tom thinks that what you're talking about is Secret Wars,
like I'm trying
and
to think
then
of what he's talking about though with everybody dying. I mean, like 3 years ago, like you talking about Blood Hunt or like what, you know,
well, it's may not have come out, but it got hot all of a sudden, uh, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was an older comic, but it got hot like 3 or 4 years ago.
you talking about the Doom Run? Like,
Um,
because
no,
we had that Doom Run. We had a couple of like
no, it wasn't a Doom. It wasn't a Doom. Doctor Doom book. It just had him on the cover along with some other Marvel characters. And I know the whole thing was
you
that book.
talking about where Doom is wearing the white.
No, not that one. Not that one. No. I'm trying to find it right now. And I know that it was only like a 2 part, like a two book series or something. And then there was some second prints yeah, it was a whole little thing. I'm trying to find it right now.
Okay. And
First, I
Universe
thought
X
he was talking
says,
about Axe Judgment Day, but I don't know.
uh,
Probably old.
Universe X says he just want to see Icarus help Sentry get down with Doom.
I don't even think that's gonna happen because for some reason, I'm wondering if the Eternals are even gonna show up in this movie. They may not even show up in this movie because the reason being is because number one, Icarus goofy ass flew into the sun, and then you had the rest of them fucking got kidnapped by fucking Orisham, the judge. And then the other three are fucking searching for them. So they're nowhere around when this shit happens. I think they're probably just gonna be collateral damage with the universe. Probably once all that shit collapses down, they're gonna be like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck happened?" And show up to that place that they wrote about in the comics where, if you remember it correctly, it's where like Celestials and fucking Eternals and Deviants. Well, it's really Eternals and fucking Celestials, where they go to this heaven, where they can decide whether they want to come back or not.
So who's going to try and take down Doom Sentry, who's just Bob right now? Bob was fucking some shit up in Thunderbolts, man.
No,
Yeah,
fucking Thor is probably gonna show up because I think he's gonna die. Uh,
All right,
yeah,
what do we got next? We got DC's Superman scavenger hunt for a premiere.
yeah. So apparently DC kicked off a little scavenger hunt. They had a lot of new footage also that just came out. They also announced that fucking Superman is going to be featured in Fortnite. So just thought I'd throw that in there. We can hop straight on FOC.
All right. Just trying to find where my shit is. All right. Let's see, Blaze had Saint Seiya. There's a Knights of the Zodiac issue number 4 with Elizabeth Ree. Texas Avenger Comics has some gnarly freaking joints, man. Don't forget there's a polybagged one with a card. Rosario Origins. We Won't Kill Spiders, Season of the Witch, issue number 1. Plague House, issue number 4 is coming out. Rebel Moon Nemesis. Don't forget that this one is a movie or is it a series on Netflix. They've already put out part 1 so far.
They're up to part 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Part 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Solomon Kane and the Serpent Ring. And then we talked about this one earlier, the Post Malone's Big Rig. Um, Once again, the hunt will be on for the 1 in 10,000. Star Wars issue number 5, Hyperspace Stories. This one was the Gotham Sirens, Terry Dotson, Nubavitch. Again, who did this one? Did the Absolute Spider-Man number 9, Leslie Lurie. See Alan Qua for Godzilla vs. Kong. Batgirl v. Jess Hamaj. Here's your Rian Gonzalez. I forget which one this one is, but this one looks like a Leslie Lurie homage. Homage to the Spider-Man cover.
Give me 2 seconds. I can tell you. Fuck. I didn't even put it up. That is Secret 6, number 5, cover B.
Batman 89 Echoes. I need to figure out what the heck is going on here because there's a female Joker on the cover. Your logo, Mercenary. We already covered the
Oh, no,
Terminator.
hey, hold on. Go back to that Darkwing Duck, dude. You're tripping. Yeah, that
1 in 10.
that's that's dope. It's nice. I have to pick that up too. All right. You know what number
Uh,
that was?
no.
Fuck. All right.
We've literally covered this one for like the last 3 weeks, and they keep putting it back on FOC.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With the shit going on, we might not get it anyways. But I'm still gonna order if I see it.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I've been passing by a bunch of these Dynamite joints because this Ducktales was on freaking FOC before. This Captain Planet was on FOC before.
Yeah, I remember those.
Darkwing Duck,
I just don't remember that one.
the Terminator, Thundercats. I think we just literally talked about this last week with the Lucy Perillo,
Yeah, we talked about it.
Mannix, the action figure, Vampirella number 4, Lucio Perillo. I don't want to. I'm not ready to say this is the bondage cover of the week, but it's pretty good. In fact, we actually talked about this last week. This one would probably be in the running for a tentacle cover of the week. This one is a Greg Land. Chaya the Zeus. Cosplay. We've talked about this. Zootopias. Captain Planets. Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness. More Bjorn Barons. And then there's some second prints for Transformers. Sam and Twitch Case Files, issue number 15. Yes, Universe X. That was Sansia. There was a Leslie Lurie for that one. Scorch 42. I've been trying to get caught up on the Scorched and the Mutable Spawn, and it's just even the Gunslinger, That Curse of Shirley though, good stuff. This one was on FOC before with the Radiant Black. New from Image, Sisterhood, a Hyde Street story. So far, the Hyde Street stuff has been pretty damn good. G.I. Joe 318. Here's your 1 in 10. Universe X says that the Scorched was first cover of the female haunt. T. Jones is asking who is that cosplay Vampirella. She's been doing those covers for years. She's got the market corner. Yeah, Adam would know. He knows who her name is. So, Adam, if you're out there, if you can let us know, man. There's the Peach Momoko, one of the Peach Momokos for Post Malone's Rig. Transformers issue number 3. Daniel Warren Johnson. Panocalypse, massive, issue number 4.
Yeah, these covers have been going up to a nice, pretty little penny as of late. Everyone has done well so far, but the
This one's alright.
Sylvetas, yeah, the Sylvetas has been the one up there. Yeah, this is what I was
There we
waiting
go.
for.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Shelmina. Yeah.
yeah, I fuck with
Yeah.
this one too. Compare, you know what? I like the pink one, but I really like this one too. I'm talking about the pink on the 1 in 25 on issue 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the pink one. The red one's not so bad, but this one's fire. The
This
color
one, this one,
choice and everything is
yeah,
fire.
this one makes me actually want to read it. Because what the fuck? I just thought it was just a Xenoscope joint. Now you're telling me there's zombies? Okay. I'm there. Ire number 2. This one's a magazine. Planet Death by Bad Idea. Issue number 0. I forget. It's this looks like a Jay Lee. Pop Kill. Back to issue number 1. Looks like a
I think it's Dave Johnson.
yeah, maybe like a second or third print. Circuits, Seduction, and Revenge by Devil Do Studios.
I dig the second one.
Yeah. Yeah. You're intrigued. You're like, I don't know whether I should go in or should I leave it alone. I'll probably fuck up and go in. Oh yeah, there we go. This is the bondage cover of the
Yeah,
week.
this one isn't bad either.
There we go.
I like the color layout.
Is that the bondage of the week?
Yeah. That's not. Okay, here we go. Keen Spot. Mark Spears, Monsters. Not sure what the hell is going on.
It's the Golden Man variant, and first thing I thought when I saw it was fucking Superman when he was Herald of Galactus, and I was just like, what the fuck? Crossover event? Goddamn.
Here's a Mummy.
I actually like that one too.
Yeah. And there's your crossover for Vampirella.
Yeah.
And then there's your Witch variant. Getting into some Marvel second print for Daredevil, Code Day in Hell, issue number 2. Here's your black and white variant. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. That one was issue number 35. Uncanny X-Men issue number 17. I believe I just read the one that came out this week. And it was trash, man. Absolute fucking trash. It's got panels. It's got panels that are standalones that are like good. Like really good. But the rest of it, I don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore.
But must I say that the 1 in 50 for this is mighty gorgeous, and I definitely bought one already.
Hopefully I got it. Here's your retro version. There's your Agent Curry.
No, that's Ejicure. Is that how you say it?
I say it Agent Curry.
Ejicure Curry.
Agent Curry, yep.
But yeah, so the 1 in 50 for this already sold for like $80. I think it was like 90. And I see this book doing numbers because it's fucking fire. It's late in the series. Nice little buy.
Red Hulk, issue number 6. Panosian. Just fucking absolutely fucking gorgeous. At first I thought this was a sideways joint. But you got some fucking werewolf just fucking picking up the Hulk like that? Fuck that. This one was a contender for tentacles, but it's alright. Superior Avengers. Hobgoblin Strikes. I believe this one was a second print. Star Wars Legacy of Vader. Excuse me.
And there's a first appearance in this too.
Let's see. Laura Kinney's Wolverine, issue number 8. And this one is the 1 in 25.
And that Vader was the first appearance of Grande, a Jedi who survived Order 66.
Nice. This one is the Nugasan variant. Wolverine and Kitty Pryde. I'm not sure who the hell Domina is. Imperial, issue number 2, Scotty Young. Predator versus Spider-Man. Uh, Here's why this is a bad cover. Because so far the rules have been, if you don't have a fucking weapon, Predator kind of leaves you the fuck alone. I don't know why he's got my man chasing down Mary Jane.
Well, if she has her jackpot powers, maybe she actually, fucked him up a little bit. But I doubt it, right?
Probably.
Maybe it's just to kill her to draw Spider-Man out. Got to catch up on this read, huh?
Issue number 2 already. And this is a second print. So I guess I
And
gotta read it.
I also want to mention a book coming out in about a week or two, since we're on the topic of Predator. Alien verse or Avengers verse Aliens number 3 is coming up here in a couple of weeks. Dope ass 1 in 25, but I just wanted to mention it because that story has also been fucking amazing.
The Ultimate Spider-Man number 2 Incursion.
You get a chance to read this?
Nah, just all this Ultimate Spider-Man stuff. Eh, it's like I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah, I feel you, but um I'm curious to check this one out, but another one I was halfway reading before we got on here was Imperial, and I actually like that. It kind of kicks it off like with a little detective story in a way, but
Mm.
it's pretty good. It's being written by Hickman, so I forgot who's writing this Ultimate Incursion, but
Yeah, the Doc Strange of Asgard. That one's kind of a little mini mystery too, but it's kind of slowly going off the rails. The cover for this one is Cafu. Writer for this one is Denise Camp. Cody Ziegler, Johnny Scarf, and Cafu. 1/100 for that. Nah. Predator.
Simone DeMio, who's also a Stormbreaker this year. His covers have been on fire as of late. They all look good to me. I don't know why. I think I just like his art style, but fucking Simone DeMio is fucking awesome.
Yep. And this one is by Mahmoud Asrar.
It's cool too. Just some brutal shit.
This one is a Paolo Vianelli.
It's kind of insane that we're getting a black, white, and blood for him, Predator already. Took a few years for the others. Deadpool and fucking Mystique got one. Fucking Wolverine. Fucking what other black, white, and bloods have there been? I know a Moon Knight one.
Yeah, you saw you saw. Did you say Vader? Yeah,
Yeah,
Vader.
you had a Vader one.
Darth Maul had one.
Yeah, so you know,
Deadpool had one.
yeah, that means that maybe your books sell when they push out these black, white, and bloods because they know the character is selling and they're just trying to, squeeze
Yeah.
that last time at you.
Hey, but they've been dropping some first appearances in those now.
Yeah,
Not
no,
big, but yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, this one is a 1/100 for that the male.
damn, dude, he finally got. I think that'll be his first 1 in 100, if I'm not mistaken. So far, he's only been on like 125s and 1 in 50s, but he's had incentive covers come out over the last like 3 weeks. I want to say.
Here we go with these swimsuit covers.
Man, dude, fuck this series. I'm gonna buy it, but fuck this series, dude. Straight up. The only thing is that sometimes they drop keys in this motherfucker. So, but other than that, it's just like, come on, dude. I don't give a fuck about shit like that. Like, give me some brutal cover. Give me like fucking Doom choking somebody out, or give me a cover of that Doom snatching Thanos' spine out. Give me some brutal shit. Like, fuck all this swimsuit shit.
Summertime, man. So, here's the problem in the duality, right? On one hand, swimsuits, got it, right? But on the other hand, Disney is also trying to bring in the kids with those Renus and her freaking covers.
Yeah.
How you gonna have them on the same rack? Doesn't make any fucking sense. This one is a Pablo Villalobos. Here's your Torrin Clark.
Hey, let's salute Turn Clark real quick. Dude be dropping fire. Fucking dope ass covers all the time. This one looks good too.
Oh, we just already showed us this one. 1 of 100. Terry Dotson. Lucas Wernick. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't show it. Well, I can't forget to show the only one that really fucking matters.
Yeah, it is.
The Adam Hughes.
Yeah, that is the only one that matters on those. Even though I'll probably pick up the Lobos, the Clark.
There we go. Just got some questions, man. I don't know if you guys, gents, have ever freaking toasted marshmallows, but when have you held a marshmallow like that, man? Like like you're getting ready to eat a marshmallow, but instead of like like you hold it out like that, right? And then you kind of bring it to your mouth, but no, she's kind of holding it like a fucking dollar bill, like she's getting ready to snort some dust, right? Like she's trying to smell the shit instead of fucking eating. So I don't know what the heck is going on with there. And and the marshmallows are so fucking small. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I think this is a coke party, man.
uh, it might be. I mean, with Captain Marvel on with Black Panther on Captain Marvel's shoulders like that, you know, it might be that type of night.
That's wild.
First of all, as a man, I don't really like to be on people's shoulders and have my nuts on the back of their head. That's just me personally, but maybe, nobody else has a problem with that.
Hey, if you work out so that your body is that damn perfect, my nuts gonna be on somebody's fucking head. You know.
No, not the back of their head, G. No, I've never
Hey,
had desire to place balls on the back of a head.
Universe X is asking us if we talked about the white Black Panther yet.
Man, I purposely avoided it just because, like, I don't accept it. And y'all can hate me if you want to. I don't give a fuck. I don't accept it. Only reason being is because it's like, that was like your first black mainstream superhero. And it's not necessarily about just the mantle, it's the fact that we finally got a character, right? That was like for us in a way, all the way the fuck back then. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like by them making him white, I mean, it's a cool little twist. Maybe it's gonna have some modern, um I don't want to say stereotypes, but modern shit, to deal with that. But fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, dude. It's just, that's not what that was meant for.
Yeah, and I want to see where they're going with it because there are plenty of white South Africans, right? There's plenty of white Senegalians and white Ghanaians, right? So, if that's the part they're trying to exploit, fuck it, why not? See what they do with it.
Yeah, I want to see what they do with it. I'm still gonna read it, but I'm just like,
Well,
um,
is the
just like people back in the day didn't fucking accept Miles Morales and fucking wouldn't even fucking call him Spider Man. All right, and a lot of motherfuckers still to this day don't call him
Yeah.
Spider Man.
oh,
So it was just like,
well is the what would you say, Lucas? The white South African is he
hmm
going to be the Black Panther that's pushing for more apartheid?
Well, no, the current ones, there is no apartheid in South Africa. In fact, they're claiming that there's a genocide in South Africa
Yeah, I
on
know. That's why
so
I said that. That's why I said that. I was like, so
yeah.
is this white Black Panther going to be supporting supporting the black Wakandians or Africans or whatever, or are they going to be saying that bringing light to the issues of white South Africans?
man, I don't even think that shit, all that shit that just happened with that, I feel like it didn't happen recent enough to make that this book a thought of that when that shit happened. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it was written with that shit in mind. I just think that they were like, "Hey guys, hey, fuck it, hey, how about we make Black Panther white?" And the other dude was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens." And then
Well,
they did
so
that shit.
we got to remember, right, with all these other characters that they've been kind of um, either gender switching or they've been changing color. There's a lot of people have been asking, well, how would you feel if they made Black Panther white? Well, and my answer has always been, well, that's who White Tiger was. And also, people forget the first Black Panther in Marvel was white. The first one, right? We're not talking about the Wakanda dude, but the first Black Panther was always freaking white. Now that's not where they're going here, of course, right? They're going to but once again I want to see where they're going, right? And also this kind of here's the weird stuff, right? That's always been on my mind with Marvel. Whenever they don't know what to do with a African American character, they do one of two things. They either send them to the desert or they send them to space, right? Like they did with Moon Girl and they did with Black Panther. They didn't know what to do with them, so all right, fuck it, let's send them fucking space. What do
True.
they do in this new Marvel to come freaking joint? They sent the Wakandas to fucking space again. Yeah, right? Or no, or was it Imperial? It was Imperial, excuse me. It was Imperial. Sent those motherfuckers to fucking space. We don't know. Let's send them off to, and then in the meantime, in the Black Panther joint freaking on land, now we've got a possibly white South African or whatever you want to do, whatever you can call it, freaking Black Panther coming up. So let's see what they do with it, right?
I mean, what's the nag with fucking Black Panther in space? Because like fucking even in Alien vs Predator, he was the first group of heroes that fucking made contact with aliens. In this Alien vs Predator or Alien vs Avengers run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Here's
you're talking
here's a
about.
dubious thing. People forget that the current Black Panther that we have running around in the comics,
It's
that's
not.
not the real Black Panther.
Yeah.
That's some other dude who who has got amnesia, doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Is so whatever. I don't know how we got here off of swimsuit stuff, but Chad Cave wants to move on from the banana hammock cover. I literally don't see any. All I see is freaking swimsuits and bikinis and shit.
So I feel like when another thing on this swimsuit topic that Marvel should, I feel like they should lean in a little bit more into like having like some real covers that are more in the light of selling on the characters' bodies. I mean, because if they can take the time to sell on you know people's life decisions like pride and stuff like that, then why can't they sell on, hey, this I'm this cover is for showing off in, uh, Thor or Thor's body or She Hulk's body,
Yeah.
and some sort of uh, I guess physically attractive way. So
Well, I think it was maybe just a year ago when they actually did a Adam Hughes She-Hulk cover where it was just her in a bikini and it's floating in a pool. Good cover. I sold a lot of them motherfuckers.
yeah, I think I mean I don't know if I got that or not actually.
Yeah. Wolverine Revenge. It's Jeff Infinity Pulse issue number 1. Or the Predator Black, White, and Blood. Fantastic Four. I don't even know what's going on here, but there's a lot of freaking color in this one.
It's Alex Ross. I think it's homage to that Fantastic Four 49. I think it's 49.
It's the sensational She-Hulk. That's what you're
No,
talking about.
no, no.
I'm sorry. I was responding back to Lucas about that Adam Hughes swimming pool one.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure I got that cover. I might need to actually go ahead and
you talking
cop.
about the Adam Hughes foil?
Yeah, I don't think I caught one of those.
Yeah.
They should. See, they should lean more into this. I feel like, if the issue is, if they're trying to sell comics, then, sell comics. I mean, there's certain characters that we don't give a F about, the actual character. I mean, the least you can do is sell the cover.
Right. Well, sort by title. Here
This
we
is
go.
at 1 in 25, right?
Again, fucking PRH doesn't want to work correctly right now.
No,
But it's something.
that's definitely the 1 in 25. Hey, once you've hopped back into comics, hey, think about this for a second. Like, go back to that cover real quick. Like, once you've been collecting for a while, you've noticed that they they seem to always do these like single fucking Fantastic Four covers where they stretch each character out on all 4 issues. Like they did it with Spider-Man, they've done it with you know, multiple times is what I'm saying. That's what they're doing here yet again, right? How many
Yeah.
times have you seen this, Lucas?
Too many times. Too many fucking times, man. Weird stuff.
All right, you can go on. And I think this that Alex Ross is a hot homage to that fucking Disney cover. Let's
Yeah.
just have that.
Yeah. Alex Ross. It doesn't say it's a homage, but yeah, I think that makes sense. This one is Ji Hung Lee. Um, and there's a 1 in 200. 1 in 200 version of that one. This one is a 1 in 25, Jerome Opena. Yeah, this is a Pastravacchio. Here's your Retro Vision variant. Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell, McNiven. Imperial issue number 2.
Is that She-Hulk? Yeah.
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 Is this when the Hulk was on that other planet?
Uh,
No, this is actually like supposed to be like somewhat current time now in a way because it's fucking Hulk and he's basically coming back to Sakaar. So, Planet Hulk took place on Sakaar and he basically is returning to this planet after all the time went past after he left, right?
Yeah, Scar basically was murdered.
Scar was murdered in this series.
Hmm
Oh wow,
So now there's a he was murdered by Wakandans, which is why I say
wow,
which is why I
wow.
say what the fuck, they got my boys out in fucking space again, and now they're trying to figure out what the fuck why. So it's probably going to be an intergalactic war.
Oh wow. And how are they going to fight the Hulk? Besides technology, I guess.
Yeah.
Some sort of some
Well,
sort of
it's a lot of people that's probably gonna get involved with this. So
Oh yeah, there's like five other species to include the Shi'ar that are because they're like they were culminating in like this one little just 'cause there's like three other murders that happened, or maybe two or three other murders that
four,
happened.
it was four
Four
other. Yeah.
they were happening at the same time, and they were on this one ship to or this space station to sign a treaty. Some shit went freaking down, and now there's some people that are trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, and the other one was like, yeah, we gotta freaking you gotta freaking go ahead and respond, right? Because if it gets back to our people that we didn't respond to this immediately, our half is going to seem weak, and there's going to be a fucking civil war. That's just the way it is. So it's it's
It's
setting up to be
it's
good.
it's like a
It's a doozy.
detective story though. It's like it starts off as a straight up like detective story. So I didn't finish it all. I got like halfway through and I didn't even get to the reveal and shit like that yet.
Yeah.
But um it does seem like it's going to be pretty fucking good. Uh I'm just hoping that this ties into something that even stretches even longer than this. Because it's Hickman writing, so it's always that world
Yeah.
building shit.
Yeah. Hickman and Ewing.
Yeah, Hickman and
Uh,
Ewing like lay down the most material for all this shit to me.
yeah. Because there's another series that's out there that people forget, and there's a bunch of first appearances. I forget what the fuck it's called. But anyway, yep, that was your Gerald Perot Imperial. I believe there's like a 1 in 100 for this one by Scott Forbes. The Lalandra. We haven't seen this character in a while since she was like a little girl right before after she hatched out of an egg. So this is kind of her coming out party. Magic, issue number 7, I believe. Uh, I love Magic on these covers. I didn't need another character on this one. Did not. Not even sure who did this one. That one is that's 1 in 25 by Yasmin Putri. I think we already saw this one, but now I have it up. Oh yeah, that's the all red retro vision variant. Looks like if we can copy this again. Moving on, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. Yep, there's the other Uncanny X-Men. Great freaking cover. Let's see, is that the only? Yeah, even though I understand people like the Educaria, I think this should have been an incentive.
It should have been. It should have been at least a 1 in 25.
Yeah,
It should have at least been a 1 in 25. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, this will still be the cover to get. But that 1 in 50 by GCure is fucking beautiful, amazing 1 in 50, and they're already selling for $80 to $100 already.
really. Well, I mean,
Already,
let's see. So I'm thinking because the cost on that one, because it's a 4.99 book, 4.99 book, so 250 is your. per is your cost. 250 times 50. That's about what 75, right around 75. So
No, it's
yeah,
it's gonna creep up. It's gonna be about 120 the week of. By the week of, I'm expecting it to be 120.
yeah. I mean, we didn't. I mean, I didn't get the photo till late. Like you saw me when I posted it, probably like till like Wednesday or Thursday. So it came in late.
Yeah, the one you showed earlier though, like I said, that one's gonna be the one that people are gonna want on that book. You had the trade dress up that is
Yeah.
secure, but yeah, this is still the cover to get because if I'm not mistaken, unless you want to consider that giant size X Men her first cover appearance, because if that's the same character, which I think it may be, because we just got introduced to Justina in the X Men,
Right.
and um, you know, it because just because her name
And
is
and
Martina.
and yeah, and don't and slow it down. Let's be clear about who Justina is that people are missing out on, and then I can't believe people are not all fucked up about this. Justina is that bitch, right? She can fuck with Xavier's mind, not like the new fucking emo Xavier, like the old school Xavier, old school in his prime. Went up to her and was like, "Yo, you need to come with me," and she was like, "I don't think I'm coming with you today. Go away and forget about me." And that was it. That was a wrap. We haven't heard from her since. So she's that chick. She's that powerful, right? She didn't have to like do some like weird mind sword fighting and none of that shit. She just did it for a quick 10 seconds and it was out, right? And now we're just finding out about her.
So that's what I'm saying. So if they set it up and then that's a completely different fucking character, that's kind of wild. Because I thought that the X Men, just because of the read and her name being Justina, I almost kind of like correlated it straight to the Mutina shit because of that name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And we already got a
maybe.
fucking Misery. We just got her fucking in Misery in the Carnage shit.
We got all types of crazy new characters now. All types of crazy new characters.
No, I
I'm
just think
more
it's
just
crazy if it is. I don't.
yeah,
I'm not saying that it's definite that that's her, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
it's fucking wild.
Well, you know what it'll probably all shake out in the Hellfire Gala, which should be coming out soon. Like who's going to stay and who's going to be a bye bye. Because we got
Yeah.
the 3K freaking joints right now. Who got? It was pretty interesting how that fucking shook out. We got the Henrietta, the new Henrietta chick.
Yeah.
She was got some interesting freaking stuff in her fucking past. And all new types of freaking mutants. So we'll see. Da, da, da. Yeah, like this one, Mark Brooks. Uh, the Turn Clock, Fantastic Four, issue number one, Scotty Young. Marvel Rivals, Peach Momoko. And I believe that was all I have for FOC.
All right. Well, I bet she's slides at Midtown. Let's take a look at some of the shit comes out next week. It's a few things. It's not a whole lot, but it definitely is a few things.
Boom, 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 boom. I gotta pull down this fucking Savarsky Crystal Hulk, man. It keeps looking at me, man. I keep thinking about buying that shit. That shit, man. It's
Fuck
fucking
that shit,
gorgeous.
dude. Um,
It's only $850, man.
Only $850.
hmm
It's crystals.
It's not diamond. It's crystal. But there is a diamond joint. It goes for like 200,000. If my wife asks me again what I want for Father's Day, I'm gonna ask her for that shit. See what she say.
She says that you're gonna get the same thing that you get every single year.
All right, nothing. Oh, from Dark Horse, Sister Imperator #4 is coming out.
Yeah, that was a must cop.
Some
They
good
also
stories so
have
far.
Umbrella Academy #1 coming out this week.
Yeah, get to that. Bad Batch, Ghost Agents #4, Ventress Unveiled. Um, yeah, like you said, Sparrow Academy is what it's called. Well, that's what's on the cover. Umbrella Academy Plan B.
Yeah.
Y'all seen that
Holy shit!
trailer for the new Game of Thrones game?
I saw a very quick clip where Jon Snow is going to become one of the White Walkers.
Yeah, so the thing is, the game is going to allow you to play through the story, but have like multiple different endings, and you can play as any of like the different factions. Like you can play the Daenerys's faction. You can play as the White Snow, whatever the Ice King, whatever his name was. You can play as the Queen, the Queen or whatever faction. Like you can play as any other factions, and you can have multiple different. You can change the way from a TV show.
Ah, okay.
Now, let me ask you a question. Like, I haven't gotten into the whole Game of Thrones shit, but you know, is it anywhere like Lord of the Rings? Because like, I fuck with Lord of the Rings hard. I like the Rings of Power show and the fucking game Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, or some shit like that. But
No elves, no trolls, but there are dragons and zombies. That's all you get.
all right,
But I think that the dragons and zombies in it were pretty decent. At least as far as I mean, the dragons, like the little ice zombies things, was I thought they were it was dope because of the way that the Ice King can kind of make anybody into one
Yeah, it's
or anything.
for Game of Thrones. Time over distance is very important, whereas in Lord of the Rings, magic over distance is important.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. So that's that's the big two. If you love shit like fucking chess, Game of Thrones is your shit. If you can get past the fucking incest and all that crazy other shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like the best, I think was it the Clerks like or their depiction of Game of Thrones, or was it or was it a Seth Rogen movie or something where there was like let me explain Game of Thrones. He was like movie one, like walking, movie two, like walking, movie three, it was like somebody like falls off the cliff or whatever. And I've seen all the Game of not Game of Thrones, the Lord of the Rings movies, and I actually do like them. But there is a whole lot of walking. Like there is a ton of walking in all of
Right.
those movies.
Yeah.
hey, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Lord of the Rings, the reason why I personally like it is because I read the books in high school, and fucking I'm like I really want a first edition of fucking the Cimmerillion. It's like fucking $400 or $500 right now, but I want that shit because it gets into all the lore of the main god, and then all the other like kind of like underling gods like Morgoth. Because like Sauron is like fucking Morgoth's like right hand man type shit, and Morgoth is like one of the you know underling gods in a way, because there's only like one straight up god, right? and then you go into the different family bloodlines and shit like that, and you get into the Ashtar, and then you get into like the different gods and what their, like their powers and all that different shit. But like it shows like them like kind of changing into like human forms and all types of little shit. But the whole coverage of Morgoth and Sauron is fucking dope. So you just gotta read it, I guess.
I mean, I believe that. I mean, I feel like there. I mean, at least as far as I hear, there's not a ton of TV movie properties that really fully do the books justice. Um,
No, it's not. Like the books are what, like I'm not gonna lie. When I read Lord of the Rings, the books were way fucking better than the movies. But like some of the shit they never like adapted. So like the show Rings of Power is a little bit more adaptation of it, but then the Silmarillion has like a whole vast like kind of lore of Morgoth and Sauron, and they go into all the different species and shit. So that, it's pretty dope, bro.
is the Rings of Power, is that on Amazon?
Yeah, that's on Amazon. Fucking both seasons were pretty good, but I really enjoyed the second season because um like the first season was like the build up to the reveal of Sauron, right? And then in the second season, it's like a Sauron party basically. And it shows him basically convincing fuck, what's his name? Calibrimbar to fucking forge the rings. So yeah, but it's good as fuck. Like if you like fantasy type shit, like number one, like the original Lord of the Rings stories, like the first three movies based on, though that those books were good as fuck. But then the Silmarillion is like a even better book where they get deeper into it, which is also dope.
What I used to be really big on when I was younger was Merlin, like just lore and books and stuff that what they had were about Merlin. There was this book series called the well, actually I'm not sure it was called the Lost Years of Merlin. I think that was the first book, but it was like 6 or 7 books long, and it was supposed to be kind of like this story that was about Merlin's, like, from basically from his birth all the way up to before when he became. I knew they were going to do a second print with Shadow. I knew they were going to do that. Um, Lucas, when does that come out?
this week.
That comes out this week.
So, uh, yep, that's Wednesday.
All right.
Okay, so let's do this real quick. Umbrella Academy Plan B number one. This one is a David Aja. Very good. Then there's also for the Plan B. There's a Tula Lote. I don't know why you got a little Asian girl in a cage, but all right. Then there's going to be an Absolute Batman number nine. I've already read this one. Really good stuff. Highly freaking recommended you guys pick this one up. Don't speculate, but if you like to read, definitely pick this one up. Then there's this one. It was a Gerard Safino.
Yeah, that motherfucker is dope. We picked up a couple of those.
It
I've
is.
read this one as well. Go ahead.
No, I just looked up. It is called the Lost Years of Merlin. Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Go ahead. You can go ahead. I'm sorry. Lucas.
Action Comics number 1087. This one is a Leslie DeRee. I've read this one. It's pretty good. We can start off for um, Silverman as a boy. Haven't never read this one yet, but I just like this one. It's a Steven Subic. Subic? How do you, Steven Subic. Yes. Bark Batman Dark Patterns issue number 7. And then this which we're referring to the third print for DC versus Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, this Sonic cover goes crazy. Shout out to Mel. I know he thought it went crazy too. Definitely pick these up. Um,
It's already limited to one per customer at Midtown.
yeah, and I'm surprised you didn't show that Dan Hip absolute Batman.
Oh, it's a third print. It's not a second print. It's a third print. So they must going to do. I mean, so they well. I guess
No, third print. It's
they
third print.
might they might not do another like DC version of each character. Like, because I feel like Knuckles, who's Knuckles? Is Knuckles in the series?
Yeah. This Dan Hip is nice. I like it. Color tone palette, everything fucking nice. Definitely picked it up already.
Jeff DeCalla has his fans. This one is Resurrection Man under the black label.
We got that David Parator on fucking DC vs Vampires as well. And this Chrissy Zula or Alexandra Lozano.
Yeah, so Summer of Superman special #1, limited to one person. Yep, there's an art germ for it as well, for Supergirl, and let's see, pulling these out from. Yep, there's the art germ for Supergirl issue #2. And what is so the story is basically giving a background on this new Supergirl. This new Supergirl comes from, it's like Katy. It's like the little city that came from Krypton that Brainiac shrunk down. The little girl, this girl came from there, and now she's masquerading as freaking Supergirl, and it gives kind of her background on what's going on. So it's kind of interesting, but instead of being just like Supergirl, she couldn't. So now she's maybe going to be turned heel, become bad, something like that. Um, this one is a really good freaking Supergirl cover. This one is by Hamari. Really good freaking manga, anime freaking reference.
Yeah, I like that one. Honestly, as far as Argerm stuff, I feel like I just see the same person every time I look at.
Saturated. He's saturated. Too saturated. He's too out there. He needs to go away for a little while.
Yeah, I think
And this one is just how we.
it's his character's head shape or something. Like, it's something to do with their head shape. Every time I see them or their eyes, I feel like I see the same character. Like, he just takes the head shape and throws different hair on the people or something like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, your AI computer can only generate art so much, man.
Oh, he's an AI artist.
Nah.
Oh,
Well, no. So he is an artist, but sometimes when he needs to fill in, he's definitely using these programs, and you can definitely tell the influence of the computer on his freaking art. But he's a great artist.
Well,
Trust me.
he
Don't
just
get it twisted.
draws on a computer, and I think that's a lot of times why shit comes across the same because he draws on computers basically.
Yeah.
And you didn't show the fucking Mirko and Dolfo on that Supergirl too, dude. That's another one that's dope.
You said I'm working enough on a Supergirl.
Yeah, the one in 50.
Oh yeah, no, it's coming up. I'm just trying to give these a chance to freaking load up without
Yeah, that
for
motherfucker is nice, and the Talaski, that shit's hard
yeah.
too.
Woo. Yeah, that's a must have for me.
Yeah, that motherfucker's fire.
There's a Superman that I just talked about last week that reminds me of the same thing. It's that what's the Norman Rockwell, right? That quality. He's got the freaking talent. He needed to come in a little bit harder on this one, but definitely freaking really good on this one. Yes, there. Yep, there you go. There's your America and Delpho.
I like this cover for some reason. I don't know what the fuck it is about it. I just like it.
Yeah, it's definitely got the once again this manga anime freaking type influence. The only thing is that the lines maybe on the cover it's going to look better, but the lines are just not clean. Like they needed to clean the lines up. Right? You can see this
I
is
think
art.
when you get it in
You can see
hand,
somebody do this shit.
yeah, I think when you get it in hand, it's gonna look good. I think so.
Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman #1. I've read this one already, and it's okay. Right, it's okay. Just nothing special that makes me want to go buy this one or um, tell people to read this one yet. But if you are interested in Trinity, Wonder Woman's daughter as a little girl and what's going on with her, it's cute, very cute. I think this one, if their intent was get the little girl something to go to the comic book shop to go get, this is it. It's just not the cover may not tell you because they got girls running around in bikinis in the background. But then there's your David Mora,
I like this one.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like this
pretty
one
decent.
and
has a cartoon vibe to it.
yeah, and then this is your Liz Lurie,
I actually like the Lurie on this. I think it's gonna
and
pop. Reminds me of
then
Rian Gonzalez a little bit. The color
Mm,
work.
yeah, Larry always has like super soft palette type thing in the faces.
and then this one might have some get up to it. If people even pay attention to DC, this one is like an Infinite Crisis homage.
The one where like the carrying Superwoman, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. But it's her carrying a corgi. I don't know what it is with corgis in comics right now. Corgis are kind of hot. It's weird.
It's just because like in anime culture and all their shit over there, they always fucking showing corgis, bro. They fucking love corgis for some reason.
Yeah, I need that first one. That first the second one you showed. Lucas, how many of these Sonic's third prints can I get from you?
As many as you want, man.
Okay.
Yep, more corgis. And then we're on to the trade paperbacks. IDW Star Wars Lower Decks.
Oh man.
Now is the time that I can see that Star Trek is trying to unfuck themselves. Right, they're slowly rolling out more projects. I'm starting to see Funko Pops and statues and everything. Not on the other bullshit, but focusing just on Lower Decks. Right. Once again, Lower Decks is the animated version of it. And Lower Decks is actually pretty good. It explains what's going on with the rest of that shit. And you know what? I'm down. Um,
I'm gonna
Teenage
be
Mutant
honest
Ninja.
with you, bro. Like
Yep.
every the only time I care about Star Trek is when fucking was it Chris Pike or Chris something was in fucking Star Wars movies. I mean Star Trek movies. I like both of
Mhm.
those.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, like that other shit is a little old school for me. I remember my father watching that shit growing up, but I don't know, man.
Well, they missed like 3 generations. They fucked it up for 3 generations. Right. The movies once they got the budget for the movies and they fucked it up by how? But they once again they try to do the DEI shit. They try to get too diverse instead of focusing on the narrative and the freaking story, right? And then once they realize it, they say, "Oh shit, it was too fucking late." So that's why the lower decks joint is freaking great. The one with McFarlane, the guy who writes Family Guy, great fucking show. And then there's also the convergence shit that they're doing right now that nobody's paying attention to. But it's great to fucking push them forward.
And
Um,
did anybody notice that there's one Dynamite book this week?
which one is it?
Um, dude, I don't even fucking know. I just saw that when I went to go purchase my books for the week. I saw that there was no dynamite
Oh,
being
well,
offered.
that's because yeah, because there's literally like a big fight, and it's like it's crazy. But I mean, we've already talked about some of it, but it's crazy, especially with the lawsuit that's going on right now.
Yeah.
So, um, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when it was big a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, Farrell Perrier. Um,
The only thing that's gonna fully like solidify the turtles back is if they drop something like a
the
dark.
they well they announced the fucking game like years ago.
Well, they're
They
about to
need a
do
freaking
another movie, that
Yeah, and
Mutant
then
Mayhem #2.
oh man, I mean the first movie wasn't bad, but I mean I'm waiting on them to drop like a dark either cartoon or live action. Like
yeah.
I'm
Well, they said, I thought they said that they were doing a Last Ronin movie.
oh yeah, I
They're
heard
doing a game.
they were saying they were gonna do that.
No, I would
Yeah,
say, I mean, I know they're gonna do a game too, but I'm pretty 110% sure they announced the movie
They
like
did,
a year ago.
they did.
yeah.
That's why
Paramount.
that's why they're
Yeah.
going
So
south.
you gotta understand the irony of what we're talking about. All the shit between Star Trek and the Turtles and I forget what else we were just talking about is owned by Paramount, right? So Paramount has to unfuck themselves in order for all this shit to fucking happen the way it's supposed to happen. Period. Right?
Which is probably not gonna happen, right?
It's too difficult. Now, here's the interesting thing. I've been saying this shit for a while, and then just years ago, I was saying the same shit about fucking Doctor Who that they need to unfuck themselves. And what happened? Well, they sold the production rights to Disney,
Yeah,
and lo and behold, they slowly the first year under Disney was a disaster, absolutely a fucking disaster because once again they try to dig into the whole DEI stuff, right? It went from a female goofy ass fucking doctor to a really goofy doctor who was really leaning into his pansexual
yeah,
side,
yeah.
right? And his first season was absolutely fucking terrible, absolutely fucking terrible, right? But his second season, holy shit, the second season was absolutely fucking fantastic, absolutely fucking fantastic. But guess what? It's too late already. They've already moved on. They've already moved on to the next fucking doctor. So I don't know. But back on the Paramount, yeah, Paramount needs to do something. They need to sell it to somebody else that's competent to carry these stories and these projects forward.
I
I feel like
mean,
they need
I
to.
thought they just put Jason Aaron on this shit, didn't they? Like,
Yeah, but he's a writer. We're talking about actual like movies and TV series. You know, we
They need to stop for the as far as movies and TV series. They need to stop trying to market it just to kids. Like the kids, it's been marketed for kids for a long time. Since the 90s, and it's going on for long enough that they just need to just bring go ahead and lean back into the older, grittier, people dying, people blood type Ninja Turtles. Like they just need to
uh,
go back to it.
I agree. I agree, but no, there's it's tough because there's a duality to it, and that they understand that while all these other IPs are trying to do the same thing and trying to be gritty, they understand that their space is with the children, right? So don't forget what's their other IP that they try to do big, SpongeBob, right? And I don't know, and I know you guys may not be sports fans, but they tried to reintroduce SpongeBob to kids and their parents by implementing or integrating him into sports events, right? So
Bless you.
the like the Super Bowl, right? They had a separate thing, like a separate broadcast where it was just SpongeBob running around playing fucking football, integrated with what was actually going on the actual football fucking field,
give me a
right?
second.
And how did that
Uh,
go?
it was fantastic. It was
Okay.
fucking amazing. My kids fucking loved it,
I
right?
mean, I feel like
But
go ahead, go ahead.
no, I mean the only thing is that the only thing about placating to kids is that kids have a very
Short.
short memory,
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
right? You know,
Like, the kids are gonna like it in the moment, but I'm just saying, like, it's I understand that you can keep going back to the well, with Ninja Turtles, and these cartoons, and you can keep just milking toys and TV shows and products off of it. But as far as like where the kids are going to want the toys and stuff so long, but after a little bit, little kids, they move on to the next thing. And I feel like if you want to bring in like every now and then, why not drop something for the adult fans, that made that particularly were the technically the reason why Ninja Turtles even got on in the first place.
Character's name is Misery. At least that's what I read. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I agree with everything you said, man.
Like that 2007 Ninja Turtles movie, the animated one, the one that's called this TMNT.
I barely remember that shit.
Well, the 2007 animated Ninja Turtles movie, it was probably the best one they've done so far because it wasn't like gritty to the point where people were where there was blood, people were dying, something like that. But it definitely wasn't like like mutant mayhem where they're just goofing around and eating pieces. Like I feel like they need to lean more into the actual like ninja part again and less into the we're just cool teenage turtles just chilling, and we just happen to also fight some people every now and then with a slice of pizza in our hand.
Mm.
Like I feel like they need to lean more into the serious, like the art of being the ninja, the shadow, the stuff like that. Like that's what I mean.
Yeah. I. There's got to be a reason why they're not doing it. I just don't see what it is at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see. Um. I wonder if it's because of appropriation. That might be it. People are so
I mean,
afraid.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, people might be afraid of appropriation. That might be right. But we'll see because right now we got Karate Kid coming out soon, right? If Here's what I guarantee: if Karate Kid does well, then you'll see more stuff like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all types of jujitsu type stuff happening.
So the funny thing is, the original TMNT movie,
Mhm.
the 1990 one, it was successful.
Go Ninja, go Ninja,
No,
go!
that's the second movie. That's the second one.
The second one, okay.
Yeah, that's 1991. The 1990 movie was is still like if you took like a vote from a lot of TMNT fans, they'll say that the 1990 is the best Ninja Turtles live action movie. But they brought in a Japanese guy to help them produce the movie, and that's why you get all in the first movie you can see that it was a really dark, grudgy, gritty type movie, and he said it was because that he was trying to make it closer to like ninja type, like a ninja type movie. And that's why all the themes and everything that was in that movie worked so well because the Japanese guy was actually brought in to actually help them produce the, you know,
Okay.
so that's
Okay.
what they need to do. They need to bring in somebody Japanese that knows ninja lore, Japanese, Asian, type stuff, and have them help them make stuff. You know, and it's not
Uh,
appropriating. It's not appropriating if you brought, if you had some, if you bring, Japanese, especially ninja, bring Japanese people to work on it with it, then it's not appropriating.
yeah, I'm just wondering what's taken Paramount so long to do some of these projects. Just wondering. But in a gritty vein, I love this cover is just gritty enough for me. I can't believe I didn't fucking order this already. If I remember in the morning, I'll fucking try and order a cover. Cover this one is a cover C, Juan Ferreira. Just fucking beautiful. I fucking love this cover. Then there's the Stephen Byrne, and that's it for IDW.
Let's hit
See
the
what image it's
indies.
got.
Oh, it's blood.
Fucking
Blood and Thunder.
you guys ruined my fucking day, man. Uh, so inside of our chats, our little private chats, we were talking about J. Scott Campbell for some fucking reason. And then you're like, on this page you can get this, that, and other thing. And then I went and checked, and then this shit, Blood and Thunder. There's no, so this not this particular cover, but there's a Blood and Thunder #1 J. Scott Campbell. It was like a 150 that nobody fucking ordered. And then for a quick second, it was like 175, maybe 125 fucking dollars out the fucking gate. And then lo and behold, if I went to there today and I think it was like $50. I was like, man, what the fuck? I didn't get it yet, but I'm gonna definitely fucking get it. I
It
fucking
was
love
only
that shit.
2 left.
There's only 2 left. Oh shit.
Of what? I mean, I missed it. What were you talking about? This book?
Hey, better go buy
Not
that
this
shit.
book.
Yeah, it's a Blood and Thunder #1 with the satin foil. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the one? Is that the book that Mel's been posting?
I don't know if Mel posted it, but
Oh.
I know we talked about it, and
Let's see. Here we go. This shit.
Oh,
not the regular one, but
that's
the
just my Campbell.
satin foil one.
Oh, it is a Campbell. It is a Campbell variant.
So it's a foil and a sketch edition. See, it's $45.
I don't know. I mean,
Only 3 left.
I can't get down with the Campbell hype. Like he's another person where I feel like you seen a few, you seen all of them.
I'm not gonna lie. It's just certain ones about Campbell. I think it's like his women mostly. You know, like the way he draws the women is a lot of people like that style. That's why he just guy has a general, a strong fucking fan base, dude. 'Cause they always hype his shit up. And I mean, the guy is selling fucking open order covers for $35 fucking dollars, dude. Like, what the fuck? You gotta have some type of fucking fan base or following for people to fucking actually purchase that type of shit. Like,
No,
you
so
telling me I can easily go to eBay and pay fucking $15, $10 to get this book, and that same fucking book from your website is $35 fucking dollars?
no, so I'm not saying that the covers look bad. I just don't feel like I mean that like the high price marks on a lot of the books. Someone's kind of like they if you buy one of them, you're just buying him draw another character that their bodies almost all look the same for the most part.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel what you're saying, dude. A lot of these artists now, since you've been watching it for a couple of years now, right? When you see your work now, you feel like you've seen it all, and it's just that bland, regular shit. It really, honestly, I guess, to me, it doesn't match either, because I'm not paying 35 fucking dollars for a regular open order cover just because I order it through your site. No
You're
offense, you
right.
know.
Yeah. Uh, there is Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, #8. That is a homage to the art. I think it's called The Blanket with the two lovers. Or maybe it's called The Two Lovers. Geiger #15 is coming out. Love the Golden Rage Mother Knows Best with the Raging Granny.
Is go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, no, go ahead. What's up?
It was about that the Star Trek thing. Is Star Trek still like they still like have like the major events like in cons and stuff like that like they used to, or is that all?
That's a good question, man, because when there was like no Comic Cons, there was Star Trek Comic Cons. Always. There was still freaking. But now it's what I've seen is the Star Trek fans have kind of melded with the Comic Con stuff. So that's a good question, man. Like I don't know if there's any Star Trek.
It's probably at least once a year or something, dude, because it's a lot of Star Trek fans.
I used to remember that it was always like the beef was like East Coast West Coast like for Star Trek and Star Wars.
I never knew that, but that's interesting.
There's one coming up in yeah, there's one coming up in Vegas in August.
Yeah, I mean, at least as far as as far as what I saw, Star Trek people and Star Wars people were kind of like you know mine's better than yours, and f that side, that's that type of energy.
Yeah. There's one in New York, and one in Vegas, one in Boston, one in Germany. Oh wait, this is 2022? Ain't that a bitch?
What do they call?
So I don't see.
They call Star Wars people Trekkies. What do they call? I mean, not Star Wars. Star Trek people Trekkies. What do they call Star Wars people?
I don't know. I never heard of Star Wars people being called anything. So
Xena Warrior.
yeah, weird. All right, moving on. Invincible Universe Battle Beast, second print. And King Spawn is coming out again. Lost Fantasy. That one keeps eluding me. I keep saying I'm gonna fucking read it, and then it just keeps eluding me. This one is going to be. I've seen a lot of sales for this one so far. Spawn 365, the Mark Spears cover in Midtown is already limited to one per customer. Transformers is coming out. And see David Nakayama with a great freaking cover for the Constructicons. You put some detail into that one.
Yeah.
Derek Chu's got an interesting cover. That's haunting. World Tree is coming out as well, and I've read it. I just don't remember what the fuck I read. That's bad.
Must not have been that good.
Let's look at these indies.
Well, we gotta still gotta do Marvel. So hold on. Second print, Pepe Larraz for Spider-Man. Avengers Academy Assemble. Have you guys heard whether there's going to be any first appearances in this one or not?
I mean, no, dude. I think all those people were introduced by now. I think if anything, maybe the girl in the middle, but I think she was also introduced. She might not have been so far, but it was supposed to be. But
Yeah.
now, now that we look at the cover, fucking all those people you can trace back to where they just appeared in.
This Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe one last time. Absolutely freaking fantastic. This one is a David Barrator.
Oh, I thought that was like Perillo or what's his name, Tina or something.
Yeah, no, that's David Barrator. Great new name on the spot. Just turning it up.
That's good. We need some new blood, some new artists.
You talk about Damp and Ocean, but I keep forgetting this dude's name, David Barrator. I've been trying to turn it up. Um, Pete Woods. You like it sideways, Chris?
Yeah, the horizontal covers are dope, but this isn't one of them though, because the title would be doing it too.
And then there's a Deadpool Wolverine #6. We'll see Portesio cover spoiler. Um,
Silver Surfer's back.
sir, this one is a DK Ruan.
I think I like that cover.
Not bad at all.
You know,
Yeah, it's a dope ass cover.
it's simple.
It's a poster. It should be a fucking poster.
I agree.
I like the Joe Quesada too, which is open order and the 1 in 100. That motherfucker is dope.
I feel like
Looks
covers
like him as the
with Galactus in them, like it's just his head. I feel like those are kind of starting to get just. overplayed. Even though I feel like that's the gist of Galactus is pretty much you have to show just his head because that's where he's talking to people. You know,
Yeah.
they're up in front of his face, but I just feel like every time I see Galactus on a cover, it's just his head.
There's some nice ass Galactus covers out here, bro. Where you can see his whole body and shit. That fucking Fantastic Four facsimile 1 in 25 that we got like a week ago or 2 weeks ago by Turn Clark. He had like a damn near whole body shot in that. Pretty dope though.
Lucas, pull up that what's her name? Emma Frost. I mean, the white whatever her name is. Her name is Emma
So,
Frost, right? Is that
yes.
okay? Okay.
Right. This is the exceptional X-Men number 10.
Is that the new outfit from Marvel Rivals, or is that
I'm not sure.
No, no,
Matteo Loli.
is that her always been her outfit right there? I feel like it looks different.
no. I think he just drew it different this time. The design of her is different, but the Marvel Rivals has a lot of shit going on,
Oh,
and then it's mirrored off the Hellfire Gala. She has one skin mirrored off the Hellfire Gala. So
Yeah. Uh, There is a giant size Amazing Spider-Man number 1, Lee Bermejo.
and there's a first appearance in this giant size Spider-Man too. I
Really?
think his name is like Rapid.
I bet Spidey knows.
I was surprised to see fucking the Ivan Talavera sold out the way it did.
This is Ivan?
Yep, Ivan Talavera.
I thought this was on FOC like a while ago. I feel like I
No, we talked
It
about it a
was.
while ago.
okay
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming out now. Coming out this Wednesday.
okay.
But after that, dude, that fucking Godzilla and fucking Spider Man is dope too, and the fucking Lobos Magic.
And there's a spoiler. Yep. Great cover.
Motherfucking
I like that magic isn't bad. I like that.
it's fire, dude. That shit's dope. She just had her little power upgrade and shit, so she's feeling herself right now.
I think the for some odd reason the only thing I don't like about that is the random shine on the nose. Like I feel like the whole face should have been dark since the light is shining on top of her head.
Right. So I get you. I get you, comics man. But I feel like here Pablo Villalobos is trying to say, yeah, all you motherfuckers are doing this. But guess what? Not only do I draw good, not only do I color good, but I'm capturing lighting. Right. This it's not something that's easy to freaking capture. And in the bounce of light off her lows is it's lighting and shading and something that's not easy to freaking portray. And he's like, "Yeah, motherfuckers, recognize I'm
You know,
better than all you motherfuckers.
I
Better."
still want to get this. I still we get
Yeah,
this. I just feel like the first thing that
look,
I really look at besides her eyes in this photo is then her nose right after
yeah.
that.
Look at her chest. Look at her chest area. There's even shading from her hair on her tits. That's how crazy this dude decided to go. There is shine and gloss on her leather costume. This
Yeah, dude,
motherfucker.
that shit and her fucking horns. That shit looks wicked, bro. It's glossy and shit. Got that fucking Matrix feel to it almost. But she's fine as shit and fucking it's dope as fuck, bro. It is. I need four of these.
Yeah, she looks like one of those 40-year-old California moms that used to be hot back in high school and in college. And just decided to put it on, just make everybody remind her, everybody,
But she
that she
still
still
got
got that. Yeah, she still got that shit. And is looking at you just so you go like, okay. because you know she's gonna call the cops on your ass. Anyway, um, here's the Betsy Cola. Oh, sold out right now in Midtown.
One of those old ex girls going wild chicks.
This one is sold out in Midtown for some reason. The Anon Rematurin. Probably because they probably didn't buy enough. Marvel Rivals Ignite #1. There's a Yuji Kaku. There's a Peach Momoko. Steven Kai got any action. Um, I'm in favor of this one, the Nogi-san cover.
Yeah.
See that Ricky Yagawa. And then there was a Toki Toro. And that was 1 in 100 for this one. Looks like there's a Marvel United Pride variant. It's okay. New Avengers #1, Steven Segovia. Yeah, because that used to be called. Wait, is this the one that used to be the New Thunderbolts, or is the New Thunderbolts?
It was just Thunderbolts, and then they changed it to New Avengers.
Right.
So this is your New Avengers team. Fucking Eddie Brock, Carnage, Hulk, fucking Winter Soldier, Black Widow, and Laura Kinney, and Namor,
Carnage, Hulk, Namor, Clea, Wolverine.
and Clea.
Yeah, there it is. Formerly titled New Thunderbolts.
But the cover to grab was that Dark Avengers homage. Like all the other ones look good too. It's just too many of them. It's like what the fuck. This is like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12
There
fucking
we go.
covers for this book.
Yeah, the We'll See Potassium spoiler homage. That's what it's called.
Yeah. It's still the fucking Dark Avengers homage and New Avengers in a way, but more or less Dark Avengers, straight up Dark Avengers to me.
New champion #6. There's a Megan Hetrick. One World Under Doom #5. This is the RB Silva joint that I freaking really liked.
Hey yo, I think I'm gonna call it a night.
All right, brother.
I appreciate y'all letting me get on here again.
Anytime, man.
You
You
boy?
know what it is.
All right, y'all
Yeah.
have a good night. All right, see you,
You
Chris.
too, man. And my favorite, of course, is this EM Jess version.
Yeah, motherfucker's dope. But I just didn't like that price, son. 90
Was it
fucking
$90?
dollars. Isn't it a 1 in 50? I thought it was a 1 in 50.
I don't know. But it's $4.99. $4.99 freaking cover charge for the rest of the qualifiers. That might be why.
Yeah.
Runaways #1. This is for volume 6. That Ijikuri. Uh, yeah, that's one. And it's $36. Yeah, and
It's
that's one
alright.
now. There's a
Probably
Ricky
gonna look really
Yagawa.
good in hand, too.
Yeah.
But
David Nakayama as Spy Girl. It's okay.
it's cool because I did congratulate him on the, first, it's like, her first solo, first solo cover.
Yeah. Too many fucking heroes and fucking.
This will be the one that you see in Overstreet. But the cover is that Nicoletta Balderi. I just like it. I like the way the colors is, and I like how it pops. It's just fucking dope.
Yeah, looks like good use of watercolor.
Yeah, it's fire.
Star Wars Rise of Skywalker adaptation. And Ultimate Black Panther, number 7. Nobody's reading that anymore. Ultimate X-Men, number 16. Which covers.
The
Now we're down to the
Dolly,
tree.
that 1 in 25. Fucking dope.
It's definitely different.
I think it's just gonna look good in hand. I think it's gonna pop with those colors.
If they made a 3D or like some shit where if you put on some 3D glasses, it'll be something else, that would be crazy.
I mean, shit, you might be able to, regardless. It might just do that shit. Might just do that.
There's this
Make the
girl on. There is this artist on TikTok, absolutely freaking gorgeous girl, who does that shit. Right? She draws it one way. Right? She draws like full. She'll draw like a full on fucking poster or cover. Right? And then with the lights off, with the ultraviolet, she'll draw it a fucking another way. So when you turn the lights on and off, it's fucking two different fucking covers. And I am, for the life of me, not understanding why nobody has picked her up yet. It's crazy.
yeah. You gotta
I
send
don't know
that
what
to
I'm doing.
me.
Yeah, next time I see her shit, I'll send it to you. There's another girl out there who does a crazy ass Scrooge McDuck and fucking Mickey Mouse and Darkwing, and nobody's been using her shit um, for covers. It's crazy. Blood type number 1, that Miguel Mercado.
Yeah, it's dope. It also comes in foil form.
Palo Verde. Now here's what's interesting. I've been tracking this. What the fuck? This for a little while. Cerebus in Hell presents Naratobus. Number 1, sold out. I know there's not a lot of Cerebus fans, but this guy's fucking cult following. Conan the Barbarian, number 21. This one is a Dan Panosian. Dan just say, I fucking outdraw anything. Tyler says that blood type looks awesome.
Yeah, the
I
Kyle
agree.
Hot sold out instantly though.
This one is different. I literally don't see Maria drawing muscular dudes often. But here it is. Conan number 21, Maria Wolf. And even then, even if I do see her draw somebody muscular, I don't see a whole bunch of other people on the fucking cover. Fuck. That was a good one. This Gonzo cover sold out at Midtown. Dark Regards number 2. What is this album variant for Dark Regards?
I don't remember the album, but I did pick it up, and fucking I can't wait to get that book. Looks good. You know what? Go
Gotcha,
back up for a
man.
second. That book was also sold out for a little period of time. Go up a little bit more. That one, right under the Dark Regard.
Divinity #1, Jeff
Yeah,
Johnson.
that
And
actually sold out too for some reason, and then it popped back up in stock.
hmm,
Something to it. I picked one up.
Grimm's Fairy Tales. Hard Case Crime Deluxe End #4. This one is a homage to what's
Home
the name of that
Alone
Christmas
2.
movie? Yeah.
Might be. I think it's Home Alone. Home Alone.
Yeah.
Just the first one.
Um, this one was a contender but didn't win for the Tentacles of the Week. Hello Darkness #1, the Jenny Frison cover. Sold out is the Hello Darkness #11, Jay Lee and June Chung cover. And then there is a Mark Spears Monsters issue #5. They say this one is a New Mutants '98 homage by Mark Spears.
And it was actually supposed to drop last week.
Uh, Papa Duke.
I imagine these being sold out by Friday.
Which one? The
At
Something is
least
Killing the Children.
the Papa Duke holofoil and the Something Killing the Children.
The Future is Fucked, issue #2. Sold out. Toxie team up with Jesus walking on the water on the cover. And then you're going to trade paperbacks and other bull stock. So that's all I have for the stuff that's coming out this week. And then I promise you guys my reads of the week or reads of the year so far. Where is it? Here we go. All right. So far, best reads of the year so far is, and I apologize because somebody asked me, "Hey, is it this book?" And it turns out it wasn't that book. It was a different freaking book. Um, Never Wars. Never Wars is the one about Dorothy. She goes back to freaking Oz, and then they're in the middle of a war with Peter Pan's freaking world. So once again, Never War, Land of Oz by him. Freaking great freaking storyline so far. Graveyard Club #1, written by R.L. Stein. For those they don't know, R.L. Stein has written Goosebumps. It's got movies and shows all over Netflix and everything. And also in the Graveyard Club, they actually integrated Solara from Something is Killing the Children. So there is some intertwine there. And this is just primed if they actually wanted to do something with it. And then Cam Girl by Sarah Cho. I forgot to put the freaking thing on there, but it's a pretty interesting fucking photo with by Tula Lote. IT Secret World of Modern Banking by Black Box Comics. Bank information technology expert Evan Adonis brings evidence of financial fraud to key bank officers and who subtly and viciously retaliate and unknowingly deliver dangerous software to an enemy. In the international corrupt world of modern banking, the IT experts, it is both the most powerful asset and the most hunted liability. That Detective #1 by Silva with this great freaking cover. It's also not a bad read. This one's again by Black Box Comics. Survival Street, that one is a not a, it's not a facsimile, but not a homage, kind of a homage or a parody of Sesame Street. But it takes the characters into a real world and shows their dramatic effect of the real world on these freaking characters. Freaking great, really good. Vatican City. That's one where the vampires are trying to get into the Vatican. They're to get a particular relic, but they can't just tromp all over the place because it's holy, right? Therefore, they tromped all over it, they would actually freaking die. Sister Imperator, I love the miscommunication about this fucking book because people think that this lady is a fucking superhero. She's not. She's a fucking serial killer, and she's fucking telling you why and how she fucking killed people, and it's fucking great. Um, in the Star Trek world, there's this one Star Trek Section 31. Um, great freaking story so far. um, this lady on the cover here, great freaking actress. But in the Star Trek world, in one universe, she's a captain of a ship that got destroyed. But in this other universe, she's like this this universal dictator, and she's like running shit. And the only one that knows is this one lady that just got mistakenly freaking carried from one universe to the other. Amazing. Joe 47.7 is talking about any tentacles. Yes, you missed tentacles from Hello Darkness and Superior Avengers, and I forget the other one. Red shirts, Star Trek red shirts #1. For those that don't know Star Trek lore, anytime you're watching the show and you see somebody wearing a red shirt, that motherfucker's going to die. It's a wrap. That's how you know it's gonna be a bad day for Kirk. Red shirt, automatic, off the rip, gonna fucking die. And this is what that comic is about. Star Trek Lower Decks, freaking can't say much about it. Can't say too much about it. Love it. You don't even have to read the comic, just freaking watch the freaking animated show. And then Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. This one is The Rites of Spring. This one started in 2025. Don't Run with Scissors. Star Wars Jedi Knights. Love this fucking series because they did introduce um, this new character who actually put the hands on fucking Yoda like he was shit and then just fucking rolled off into the fucking night with a bunch of fucking liquid that's supposed to be the aliens. And people are missing out on that shit. Like, it was a crazy fucking story, and then nobody's fucking in the fucking comic book world is fucking talking about it. It's fucking crazy. Oh, maybe because Star Wars has broken a lot of hearts, so maybe a lot of people aren't paying attention. Uncanny X-Men #14. Think of Sinners, but then think of them trying to bring that type of freaking intensity to X-Men, starting with this character. Her name was Henrietta. Not freaking bad. One World Under Doom. No, freaking Doom as a dictator, but he's making the world fucking love him. Love it so far. And then Doctor Strange of Asgard #2. Oh, actually, the whole Doctor Strange of Asgard. It's a in and out. If you love freaking mysteries, you'll freaking love this one. And then Daredevil Unleash Hell Red Man Daredevil Unleash Hell Red Man. This is as Elektra is still trying to freaking kind of do the Daredevil type of I'm Daredevil as well. Well, she meets her fucking match in a freaking Muse, right? And then the Muse takes it down to fucking hell. It's great theater right now. I would love to actually see this on the screen. And then Free for All. This is my last one. This one was I forget whether it's a two-part or three-parter, but this one is about in the future money does it's not worth anymore, and then people are prosecuting freaking rich people. So instead of just killing them off, they're actually making the rich people fight against each other to survive. Interesting freaking story. Interesting thing for how they build up to the actual fights. Freaking good stuff. And that, sir, is all I have for this week.
All right.
Anything else, sir?
Not at all, man. I'm finna go catch this Predators. Uh, I'm finna go finish that and Imperial off,
Yep.
and you know, If anything pops up this week, I'll of course post it on my Instagram. Other than that, we're all good. Appreciate everybody for coming through tonight.
Peace.
For each man in his time.